Alright, there we go. So, hello everyone, it's your favorite programming error that just refused to be fixed. And welcome to some more Doki Doki Club meetings. Now, I am not gonna make any fake promises like, oh, we'll try to get through 2 episodes again. I already know that's not gonna work anymore. The 2 episodes per stream dream is dead. We are now in the maybe 2 streams per episode category. It flipped. We will have to hope that we can make 1 episode happen in a single stream now. That's how much things have changed. But hi Neon, Spinne, and Rob. Hope everyone's doing well. Alright. So here we are. I'm gonna load into the game. No big use delaying. We are on to episode 34, if I remember correctly. Also, hello, welcome to the stream. So episode 34, which was a new member joins, and the club considers the consequences. 1 episode per 3 streams. Don't jinx it, it might happen. It might. But if we're lucky, well then again, lucky in that case that would mean less content. I wouldn't mind if the episodes continue to be longer, but there is a chance that in 3 streams we are done with the main story, at which point we go to the bonus content. Spinne, don't say that's a nightmare. So probably 3 streams. There's 3 episodes left. And again, it seems like an episode will now take an entire stream. We've hit that point. Again, the previous episode we played took like... well, was it 1.5 streams? I think so. I think it was 1.5 streams for 1 episode. Let's see. More like 8 to 10. Oh, I hope not. We apparently already cleared the longest episode. I think the first episode of this half of the season was supposedly the longest one. So it should be smooth sailing. We should be able to do like 3 streams. It's not because I want... Don't let your desire for a hat in time ruin the experience of good DDLC mods, please. Alright then. But in order to not delay your quote-unquote nightmare more, I'm just gonna start the episode now. Also Deadly, here to say a final goodbye for 2 months. Bound to the scope of these dilated articles. Say goodbye for 2 months, have a good 2 months code, have a good stream. I will have a good stream. And a good 2 months, hopefully. Again, you try your best to enjoy that break. We're all excited for when you come back, but I'm sure everyone's gonna be patient. Alright, here we go. Well, okay, so 3 people are smiling, MC looks kind of and Sayori is off in her own world. That makes sense to me. Okay. It is a quote-unquote nightmare. And so I'm waiting to get back from over 50 colleges. Code has arrived. I have. And you're still club president. They're never changing that. No, we just started. I was literally on the first line of the episode. But hi, Tormuse, and hi, Ivanov. Play at in time or get a hit from the anvil. Play a hit or get a hit from the anvil. Ha! Fun. But no, we just arrived, as Yuri just pointed out. Again, haven't they said in the previous episode, or the one before that, that they have been neglecting passing around the club presidency title again? And they still haven't changed it. They are still sitting on Yuri. It's not changing anymore. Curious. What will last forever? Perhaps. We'll see. Hello. I need to get back in the voices now that I can actually do them properly without pain. Oh. Hello, Code. I can't find the Monica voice. Hers was, for some reason, it should be the easiest one, I think. Hello, Code. I think it was more... yeah. Man, finding my voice is gonna suck. How's your tongue? Much better. Much better. It took like most of the week for it to finally improve, but now it's finally okay. It was like Wednesday to Thursday where it finally started improving, so that on Friday I was able to stream without much problems. And today it's better as well. Subcode or err? Well then, also Kiri, hi, hello, thank you for the lurk, it's appreciated. Are they calling out my username again? They're calling out my name. Oh no, it's another thingy, another one. Oh no, there's another one. Dawning realizations. You prefer CodeErr? Is it always like CodeErr? Well, everyone calls me Code, but okay. Well, actually, it's just COD. Ah, yes, it's just COD. Ah, here we go, it begins. It's really important to get gamer handles right. I mean, fair point, fair point. But I believe we can stick to just Code. Or COD if you want to be a jokester like Spinne. Sound more like air. I mean, it depends. CodeErr, both can work. Mr. Err. For me, essentially, the whole entire joke is like that. Sometimes, like an error message is just shortened to those three letters, like not fully written out. It's just err. That's where the part of the name comes from, because, you know, the lore. And then technically, if you put it together, it sounds like CodeErr, which is like how you know, is like the person who's doing the coding normally. Haha. the deep channel lore. That makes me think it sounds like air. That is also fair. From being an error to being... yes, except except more than just sounding like that, there's not much more to it. Because, my god, my coding skills are terrible. Then again, I don't have a lot of practice. That's it in my head anyway. And that is fair. I pronounce it very rarely, because I always just go by code. Too much here and there, but enjoy the... Oh, I will! Hi, Death, by the way, and I will enjoy it. I am absolutely sure I will enjoy it. Anyway, you were saying, Yuri? Don't just shut her down. Natsuki was making fair points here. 50 colleges. That seems like a lot. Well, I wanted to maximize my chance of being accepted somewhere. Plus, I wanted to try for a bunch of good science programs. What about you, MC? How many do you apply to? Only 11 for me. I obviously don't care as much about having a good science program as you do. I just applied to places that are kinda nearby. And to places that have kind of a range of quality. I want to make sure I get into at least somewhere too. But I also wanted to try for some of the higher quality places just in case. I've got pretty good grades. Yeah, I basically took that approach too, MC. And I tried a few places with practical training programs too. Like, I wanted to be able to do a side baking proficiency thing in addition to the normal degree. If I so choose.
You and Yuri applied to a lot of different schools from each other. What if you end up in different schools? Wouldn't that be sad?
I mean, yeah. I definitely like being close to her more. And yeah, I'd be pretty bummed being away from her. But it's not like we wouldn't still be together even if we were far apart, you know? We'd still see each other. There are trains. It would not be the end of the world. Plus, it would make it real special when we did get to see each other, right? Absence makes the heart grow fonder and shit.
I agree. Minus the shit portion.
Don't you censor me. Yeah, no censoring the wisdom of Natsuki.
You're gonna be 68 by the time she finishes them all.
Ah, yes. Honestly, again, right now they could theoretically do whatever education they wanted and just do all the different kinds of education they want. Because again, they don't have to worry about aging, so they could be like, I want to go learn this and study that and get more familiar with this. And they can do all that before they have to go out into the world to get to work, to actually find a job. Which is interesting.
See, Natsuki, my work on serious.
Ah, amazing! So, I mean, again, Sayori Says No to Suicide was mentioned in an earlier season. I believe it was in season 1, but it might have been in season 2. But I remember it was mentioned before. And now you got the compliments directly towards you. Nice.
We did a few more than Yuri, 62. And we wanted to try for some of the top schools.
And why is Sayori so embarrassed? Did she only apply to like, what, 3? Maybe 1?
Still a little worried. Still a little worried, Sayori. I'm a lot worried. I'm going to freak out when we all end up in different places.
Sayo, I promise everyone will still be friends, and you'll make new friends too.
I even want to make new friends. I want to keep you guys around. You're my friends. Plus, we don't know how to run the weird reality stuff without the actual literature club at this school. This whole thing just really gives me anxiety.
Which is fair. Again, it's scary for things, change is scary, and if they actually break the time loop, that's gonna be a lot of things that will be changing. And yeah, especially with the whole reality thing going on.
Well, I do think I have a way maybe to fix that. I'm not sure yet, but I do have an idea.
What is it? I think we've learned that surprises with this kind of thing are not good for us.
Agreed, but I think that we can be discreetly enrolled as adult student here, just like Miss Ida was. The problem is that the game expects to find the time loop in the literature club. There are parts of the game's architecture that just don't make sense unless the time loop is affecting us. And while I'm sure I could turn off the time loop, I'm not sure yet what would happen. So we may or may not be able to do it. But I've been talking a bit to with Miss Ida, and I'm still fairly optimistic that I'll figure out a way.
Just enrolling as discreetly as adult students seems risky. What if someone at the school found out what was happening? What if the school suddenly had to suspend operations for any reason, like a natural disaster? We might lose everything.
Maybe, but I'm not so sure yet to do it. I'm not sure yet what to do. I'm not sure yet to do what's short of rewrite.
Hang on. Brain needs to reboot. Okay.
But I'm not sure yet to do what's short of rewriting reality, including other people, wholesale, and that would be difficult. And questionably ethical.
What to do? No, it's absolutely correct the way it is. At least, you know, I didn't stumble out of my, entirely of my own fault there. Not entirely. Marcus misspoke, as usual.
But enough about that today, yeah? How many colleges did you apply to, Sayori? Just 7! The university that this high school feeds to, and then some of the ones MC applied to that I thought I could get in. Well, I'm proud of you that you got through putting in the applications. That's a lot of work after all. Yeah, it really was. Anyway, I don't want to talk about college stuff anymore. It's stressful. The less I think about it between now and whenever we actually have to make college decisions, the better. I think we should talk about doing a double date. Natsuki and Yuri have been together for like forever at this point, and we have not done a double date once.
Double date!
Nerd, we all hang out together all the time?
Guys, it's almost class time. We should get going.
Yeah, Natsuki, but just hanging out's different from having a date. I want to get out together, like somewhere fancy. And we can be power couples together.
I would like to know what exactly you think a power couple is.
It's a couple that has power.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Well then. Ah yes, the friend amalgam. That is not quite as big as it was before. Alright, friend amalgam, gremlin voice.
I mean, here's just different. Yes. Look, it's not my fault. No one's saying it is. It's just that.
Ikuko walks in.
So? Natsuki, look, What? Spit it out? The last time you were here, you were a huge bitch. What is it that's so important that you've come back into my space to annoy me again? What could possibly... Oh my gosh, shut up, Natsuki, for 1 second. I came to say I'm sorry for being a huge bitch, but you're already trying to one-up me by being a bigger one. So what, you're sorry you're a huge homophobe and now everything's gonna be cool, you think? No. If you'll actually listen to me for a second, I'll explain. And things can be cool on my end, if they're not okay on your end, whatever. Just listen. Fine.
Alright, here we go. What do we have here for an apology?
I realize that walking out seems really bad in retrospect. Like it seemed like I didn't approve because you and Yuri are girls or something. And the truth is I didn't approve. But it wasn't because you and Yuri were girls.
Don't tell me. Is Ikuko also crushing on one of them? Is that what's going on? That would be a twist.
I don't have any problem with that. It's just that...
She's also crushing on one of them. Is she crushing on Natsuki or Yuri? That's the question. Maybe not? Maybe my theory is too far out the window? Let's see.
Yeah, I only saw it going out with Hiraku. Me?
I double checked. I did catch that time with Natsuki. I have acknowledged it. I guess just forgot. Well, happens. Mistakes happen. Sometimes it's not always fixable. Also, Dylan, hi! Always back to Doki Doki. Always. Always, always, always. Again, we still have plenty of stuff to do. There's like, including this one, there's 3 episodes left, and then we get into the bonus content, which is gonna be a lot of emails! Hooray! It's like Sayori. Oh no. Also, Onion Club. No crying! We don't cry here.
Me? Yes, you. Do you remember, Natsuki? Yeah, I remember. I was afraid we drift apart. Yeah, because you were? Oh. I get it now. Yeah. I was worried you were gonna fuck off and leave us alone more.
Onion Club is inevitable. Screw the onions. There is no onions. Honestly, I am not sure what to think of Onion Club. Is it just about someone cutting onions somewhere? Sneakily. The onion cutting ninjas are all over it. Ozikator, hello! Hello, hi, how's it going?
You already was spending less time with us. I didn't know you were so upset about that. I thought I would still hang out with you guys plenty. You are just a bitch about it.
Admit it! Let's go!
I just wanted things to stay the same between us, you know? There was a lot of change, just had trouble dealing. Yeah, I can understand that. Another one of my friends is having trouble with that right now, actually. But why so mad? You looked so pissed that day? Okay, look, I'll just say it. I really think you're cool, Natsuki, and I've always wanted to get to know you better, and your other friends do. And Monika and Arcea and Sayori do, I guess. And Yuri. And Yuri, who's like this complete spaz.
Ooh, careful. Careful what you say here, Ikuko. Yeah.
Hey, watch it. Yeah, sorry, but you know what I mean. Yuri, she's kind of a spaz. Okay, fair. So yeah, Yuri, not only gets super close to you, but is your girlfriend? Why does she get to know you better and I don't?
Because they're girlfriends. That's how that works. They get to know each other better.
Am I super lame to you or something? That's the kind of thing I'm thinking, I guess. I'm kinda jealous. Not like romantically or anything. Just like I wanted to be better friends. And instead this thing happens, that means maybe we'll drift apart a little more. I was pissed about it in the moment. I didn't even think about the possibility of it being taken as like a hateful thing. That was stupid of me. I'm sorry.
Let's go. Apologies. Well, alright. We can be glad that this was just like, you know, miscommunicated. Or, well, not even communicated, but you know what I mean. Came across as something other than it was. Gotta appreciate that. In that case, I think everything here is a little bit more fine. Hopefully. But that depends on what Natsuki is gonna say now.
We can still be friends? Yes, of course we can. Thanks for telling me all that. I know it probably felt sucky to say, but I respect it, and we don't have to talk about it anymore if you don't want. Apology accepted, and we are cool. Thanks, Nat. Hey, thank you for coming back and being upfront about things in the face of me being a bitch. Yeah. Wait, hang on. So you're jealous of Yuri? God, not in that way. It's just that, you know. Hey, Ayami, we ain't gotta talk about this anymore. Let's just move on, yeah? We can unpack stuff later if we feel up to it. Sure. Well, now we're all here then. We can find a way to get these two incurably single girls a partner. I really don't need one right now anyway. And I don't need any help from you guys. I am still waiting on a guy who meets my exacting standards. To meet your exacting standards, a guy would have to be tall when you felt in the mood for a tall guy and short when you felt in the mood for a short guy. Sounds like a very reasonable ask to me.
Ah, yes. What standards? Those private thoughts and memories are. The fundamental truth that is the heart of you. See the face of Onion staring back. I don't even know what to think about that. Also, Yuri is here again.
Hello, I'm glad you've been brought here, and I'm so pleased to learn what happened with Ikuko. I recall what happened when she first came out to that group. I was troubled, but sadly not surprised. I figured there would be some disapproval from that group, but amazingly the worst of them ended up being accepting. And jealous, supposedly, of my closeness with Natsuki. Not romantically, she claims.
She claims, Perhaps there's some denial there? Who knows? But for now, let's trust those claims that it's not romantic.
Which I hope is true for everyone's sake. Anyway, what brings you here?
I see you there. Didn't really have a choice in the matter, and I literally don't get a choice in what to pick. Other than saying that I didn't have a choice. So the trend of not having a choice continues. Which option to choose? Choose? I can choose? I mean, I have so many choices. Didn't really have a choice in the matter.
Oh, yes, of course, how silly of me. It's so easy to forget, you understand. Especially when you're club president, you feel so tangibly accessible yet so distant. It's interesting. The only thing that is lacking is a two-way method of communication. I tried to build one where you could talk to me a little, but it was very finicky, as you doubtlessly noticed.
I assume she's talking about that one thing in the very beginning, in the first episode of the season, where you get to ask about other people.
No wonder Monica tends to rely on the menu system, although that of course has many of its own problems. But I've been trying to improve things a little. It's not quite ready yet, but I sense as Miss Ida and Ria are approaching. Talk later, I hope.
Here we go, our newest club members here. Ria, hello. Alright. Get the high pitch and the stuttery voice.
Hello, Yuri-senpai.
I think I got it. Again, the first time I do a voice in any stream out of DDLC I do. Like, the first time finding the voice is always the most difficult part. After I found the voice once, I can normally re-find it for the entire rest of the stream, even if the character is absent for a little bit.
You know that just Yuri's fine, right?
It's just a surprisingly hard habit to break.
Are you all set for your first full club meeting today?
Title drop.
Yeah, I have my poem all written and everything.
Just Yuri, it is just Yuri. Just Yuri is fine, and she is club president, it makes sense.
I'm kind of nervous, but I'm sure everyone will be really nice. All my senpais in the club have been really nice already. I'm going to head to class. I'll see you later, Yuri.
No, I don't think I am quite at the Ria voice again. I think my pitch is still slightly off from what I usually do for her.
Have a good day, Ria. I hope she never regrets joining the literature club. As do I. The rest of the club has agreed we're going to meet elsewhere after the normal part of the club to see Natsuki's mod and answer emails. We've not decided where yet. Well, you're all always welcome at my house. Well, of course you live the furthest away of all of us. But it would be lovely to visit you. I imagine you do not frequently entertain visitors. No, in fact...
Man, my voice is acting up today. My tongue's fine, but now my voice is acting up.
In fact, now that I think about it, I think maybe you all were the last ones to visit last school year. And my place is horrid, really. Perhaps we should go somewhere else. We can talk about it. I'd be very pleased to visit your place. Perhaps we can find a way to make it work.
Just teleport on over. You have a club president who has the ability to transfer to a different area. In fact, you could also just do the email section and everything in the space classroom. Fun fact, Turquoise used the phrase club meeting 9 times, no copyright infringement intended. I think you might have mentioned that before. But I'm not entirely sure if you have. Because we did have a talk about club meetings being mentioned. Maybe you were talking about another mod, like Storm. But I don't remember exactly. But I feel like we brought up the number of times the phrase club meetings showed up in some of your stuff.
Perhaps. Are you still worried about something, I take it? Yeah, I suppose I'm just worried about you all and Ria.
We still haven't figured out what will happen to everyone if you do graduate from here, let alone what will happen to poor Rhea. Even without a whole alternate reality she's not aware of, it's hard to run a club by yourself. The sudden graduation of all but one member of a club would be hard on anyone. Reality conduit or no reality conduit.
That is so, but I'm hopeful that Monica and I will work things out, with regard to us graduating at least.
I didn't know you were working on it.
I have been working on solutions to some of the problems presented by the removal of the time loop, yes. As to Rhea, I'm not sure what to say about that. Perhaps we can find her some other prospective members for next year before we go. She deserves to continue to have a friend group even after we graduate.
She does. I just don't also want her to have a bunch of responsibility that she'll feel crushed by all at once. Well, no use worrying about it right now. I'll see you after school, Yuri.
Until then...
Reality. No. Also misspelling of Rhea.
The unique difficulties of our situation here. Perhaps someday we will be able to live normal lives without constantly worrying about a simulation, but not yet. And of course, as you heard, plenty of more prosaic issues are mixed in with those worries. Leaving Rhea alone, potentially ending up at different colleges. All the stress of a time of life quite filled with change. To be honest, I was much braver in front of Sayori than I feel.
Prosaic! Yes. Where? In the text.
I would actually be somewhat distraught if I were separated from Natsuki. I need to talk to her about it. You too should be prepared for change. I do not know what all the consequences are of our graduation, but one of them may well be an end to our spectatorship and participation in our lives.
Sneakily saying that that this may be the final season. Perhaps. I don't know. As of right now, this is the newest season, so... Also, hi, business doc. Hey, look, R34. I mean, not yet, but there is a lot of anything. I mean, it is the rule. The rule literally states, if it exists, there is porn of it. That is Rule 34. Everyone is aware. And this franchise is no exception to that. But hi, anyway. How is it going? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream.
At least as you know it. I know that may not be emotionally difficult, that may be emotionally difficult for you, but such is fate, and it's certainly not guaranteed, just a possible consequence.
So just saying, hey, I'm not sure if I have plans for another season yet. Again, I feel like there's some dev commentary seeping in there, perhaps into the dialogue.
But as with Monica, you must be prepared for a separation you may not wish for. Just a warning from me to you. Anyway, I too must get to class along with all the others. Be well.
Alright, who are we cutting to? Well, that's a group of characters. Rhea, are you perhaps interested in joining the gamers of the club? Is that why you're hanging out with them?
And then I got to talk to Yuri-senpai. Just Yuri, I guess.
Just Yuri, I guess, indeed. Just Yuri.
She didn't want me to call her senpai.
You don't have to call any of us senpai.
Even though you're all my senpai.
We don't care that we're all your senpai. It's way too formal. We need to break down all that cheery respectfulness you have. Get you into a setting where you can understand that the literature club is just a bunch of bozos who do not deserve your respect.
Yes, nobody deserves respect.
and where we can get to know the real Ria. We should do like karaoke or something.
I'm not a very good singer.
To quote a line from Gravity Falls, karaoke isn't about sounding good, it's about sounding terrible together.
Neither am I. It's just about having fun. Trust me, no one's going to judge your singing. What about you, MC? You free tonight for karaoke?
Well, not tonight, no. I have some plans with Sayori. But I'm not opposed to karaoke in general. Maybe this weekend?
Sounds good, bud.
You and Sayori are so cute, MC. I'm so happy for you.
They are totes adorbs.
Kind of like another couple I know.
Natsuki and Yuri too, but in a different kind of way. It's like,
It's a little more fighty.
Well, I haven't seen them fight that much, but yeah.
Totally adorbs indeed. They are so totes adorbs. Ah! Again, the couples. Both of the couples are amazing. But I mean, I personally have been shipping MC and Sayori way longer than Yuri and Natsuki. Partially because the Yuri x Natsuki only fully revealed itself entirely this season. So, I've had more time to fawn all over the cuteness that is MC and Sayori.
Like, you and Sayori are pretty similar, but Natsuki and Yuri are pretty different. Love can work in so many beautiful ways.
Gosh, okay, that's enough.
Sorry if I embarrass you, Natsuki-senpai.
Drop the senpai talk! At the start of... hang on. Lifted in the air to command... a criminal! Lifted in the air to... okay, that sounds... like a weird starting perspective. Okay, then.
I mean, Natsuki. Anyway, I think the break's almost over.
You know, Ria, it might surprise you to learn this, but sometimes we talk during class. I know maybe that's shocking behavior to you, but we live life on the edge here in the literature club. Truly living life on the edge.
And so I think it's...
Trailing off because I'm here? Probably.
Everything okay?
Oh, yes, sorry, just got distracted by another train of thought.
And that other train of thought is me showing up?
I was saying I think it should be possible. What about your half of the problem? Any progress there?
Well, yes and no. I have definitely made progress, but it might be towards a solution I have no intention of using.
What is it?
Honestly, I mostly think that you all would be better off not knowing. It's nothing that's going to affect you guys at all, it's another one of those things where it's less comfortable to know what it is.
Oh, I see.
It's short if they can't catch you speaking in class. Exactly. Really living life on the edge. It's very dangerous. If it's one of those American schools, you know? Like getting shot is a real possibility. Too soon? Too soon. Well, I mean, it is more Japanese inspired, but it is a little bit of a mix of, like, both Western and Eastern. Like, you know. So there are some aspects where they might draw more from the American side than the Japanese side. Although it's mostly a Japanese-inspired setting.
Well, enough to talk about that later, I suppose. Well, time enough to talk about that later, I suppose.
Not too much time left before graduation, it's only a little more than a month away.
True, but we can freeze time at will, should we wish.
Yeah, it's just, I don't really like to do that unless I have to. It messes with the simulation in unpredictable ways, and I do not like unpredictable.
Come now, Monica, unpredictability can be a source of inspiration, not just danger.
Maybe, but I know which one I like better.
How often do you really expose yourself to situations which aren't predictable to you?
It's too soon, since there was probably a shooting yesterday in the US on any given day. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is tragic. It is very tragic. But it is just one of those things that will always be associated with America in a way. Doesn't change the fact that it's tragic, but it also doesn't change the fact that it's on everyone's mind, essentially. And you know the good old American solution, there's too much gun violence. What is the solution to that problem? More guns. More guns will always be the solution to too much gun violence. That is the American solution to every problem. And that is why I have a feeling that it will, as you say, always be too soon. But anyway, weird topic, let's get back to this. Yeah. It's... But the stream does not show more than one space. Ha. Well, that looks weird.
It seems like you always have control.
Not right now, I don't. Besides, you like things to be, well, ordered yourself.
I've had to take chances, especially recently. I take lots of chances.
Oh yeah?
Most certainly. When I told my parents about Natsuki, I did not know what would happen.
Oh, come on. They're your parents. Were you honestly afraid how they would react?
Not afraid, no, but I did not know how they would react.
Oh, flashback time? Again, I do not have any proper voices for the extended family either. Well, it's not even extended family, even the imminent family. Other than the fact that I agreed that Natsuki should be like a little bit of a stupid voice. So I just kind of go generic when they show up. And I try to adapt, but I never nailed down a solid voice for any of the family members. Also, hi Nuclear Shork. Excuse me, what's going on? What are you talking about? I'm confused. Anyway.
Thank you for spending time downstairs with us today, Yuri. It's a rare treat.
Yes, yes.
So I out here, kiddo.
Can I not come out to the living room in peaceful silence without some motive?
Look who finally left their cave! The classic way to talk to an introvert who leaves their room. I mean, you can, but you wouldn't. Without any particular reason, you'd be upstairs reading a story. About some huge evil and heroes and magic and saving the day and things like that.
My tastes in fantasy are more complex than that.
Hey kiddo, you can say that all you want. There's nothing wrong with that kind of story. Those are great stories. I don't blame you. But all the same, you wouldn't be down here. Not reading, unless you had a good reason.
Perhaps a desire to spend more time with my dear family is sufficient reason.
Oh, Yuri, honestly. We love you very much and we're glad to spend time with you, but we know that's not true. Would you tell us what you're here for?
Fine.
See, I told you it was something. Sam says, everyone says kiddo.
Oh, she's going to tell us.
So, I'm dating someone. It's...
Oh yes, that girl you had over for dinner, isn't it Natsuki, right?
Oh, well, they aren't surprised. For goodness sake, don't interrupt her.
I'm just eager to be happy for her.
Yes, it's Natsuki. Wasn't that obvious?
Well, I had my hopes. It's so unlikely to bring any friend home at all.
Or to have friends at all. Oh, ho, ho. That uncle. And nobody's going to call him out for it. Everyone's just agreeing. Damn. She got this. Like, the mom shut him down earlier when he was talking to her like, hey, you wouldn't be here without a reason. And she shut him down. Now he's like, yeah, well, you don't have any friends. And she's not shutting him down for that. That seems like silent agreement there. That hurt more than the knife. Ow.
So when you brought Natsuki home, I was really hoping you might be getting very close to someone.
Well, I'm glad you're happy about it.
Of course we're happy. You should bring her over more.
Wait, was that the dad? I thought that said mom. No, that was the dad. That is the first line from the dad. That's why I was confused. I mean, they did say that he doesn't talk much, but it surprised me. I didn't even pay attention. I just saw 3 letters and I was like, ah, yes, the mom line again. You should bring her over more.
I will, Dad.
I'm very pleased you found someone, Yuri. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad.
And I'm proud of you too.
I know, Mom, I know.
Me too.
Thank you. This has been less stressful than I feared.
Should we tell Shobu?
What would we even tell him?
That you're, gay, I guess, and that you have a girlfriend.
I have been told that the proper term for what I am is demisexual, and that I am attracted only to certain people I grow very close to. But what would I even tell Shobu? He's too young to understand. Besides, he'll see that Natsuki's around me and that I'm fond of her. And if he asks me about it, which I'm sure he will, I'll just tell him as best as I can then. No need to go out of my way. We will talk about it in our own time. I just don't want him to think it's some weird thing that needs to be brought to his attention. He's curious about the world as it is. He'll figure it out.
Alright then. Well, we should do something to celebrate. Do you want to have her over for dinner tonight?
I would say yes, but I think she's expected at her own home tonight. Sometime soon, perhaps instead.
Of course.
There we go. To be honest about it, I'm sure he'll understand. I mean, a lot of people so far seem to be understanding here. Let's see, what was there? You can take the knife out of your chest, but you can't take those words out of your head. Damn. But you are aware that if you have a stab wound, I mean, to be fair, if a knife is in your chest, it's probably almost certainly too late, especially if it hits any of the major blood vessels, which are around the chest. Especially if it hits the heart, then you're essentially done. But 90% of the time, if you have a stab wound, leave the knife in. Don't just yank it out. You leave it in until you get to a doctor. Just a fair warning. You definitely can't take the knife out. Let a professional handle that. Says that they love each other. Would it really be that confusing? I mean, probably wouldn't be. But I mean, I feel like at the time Yuri told her family, Natsuki was still on about the whole keeping it secret from most people thing. And I'm not sure, because a little kid has a habit of like going around and talking about all kinds of stuff. So it's a matter of if she thought he could keep it a secret, maybe. Maybe that's part of it. But who knows?
Sounds like that worked out pretty well for you.
Mostly, yes.
Mostly?
Well, I still don't quite comprehend Natsuki's home situation.
You mean her dad?
Yes, it's hard to communicate how Natsuki's home life works.
So you cannot take out that knife till I can do anything dies. Yup, that's how that goes. Again, be careful. With not just stab wounds, but any wounds. Don't try to do too much yourself. If it's anything major, always go seek a doctor. Especially if you live outside of the US, where you can actually get healthcare without having to go into a life debt for it. Haha. Another reason why America is dangerous. Everyone has a gun, and if you have any kind of injury, you will be in debt for the rest of your life. Man, I am glad I don't live there.
It's hard to communicate how Natsuki's home life works. It goes beyond just him being strict with her. There's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
So mostly I don't talk much to my parents about it. They just know that she's kind of strict, and she's not always free to join in fun things that we do.
Different family cultures.
Yes, I suppose so. So that's been difficult to relate. It is the cause of occasional concern to them, since they are very hospitable and curious and who want to have her over all the time.
Don't live there for the same reasons, among others. Yeah. Honestly, it feels weird, because everyone's aware of the big problems in the US, but still there are a lot of people who claim that it's the best country in the world, which I don't think there really is a best country in the world. Because every single country has its ups and downs. But for some reason the US is like the country with the most people yelling about how great their country is. Which might be because just of how big the US is, that's surely part of it, but we're getting into weird topics again. And these episodes are long enough as they are. Message or just not mention it? Which message specifically are you talking about? Because I'm pretty sure I mentioned I read every message that you sent. Pretty sure I did. Reasons why I think America sucks. Again, there are some positives to America, it's just that I don't like all the negatives. Frankly, the US does a lot of brainwashing of its citizens from childhood. I mean, you're right in that being maybe controversial, because I don't really entirely disagree with it. It's also part of the culture, because everyone goes on and on about how they live in the greatest country in the world over there. So of course, all the kids growing up will also take up that same attitude, because everyone around them says it. It is like the classic thing. It's hard to escape it over there, I think. Positive about America. Well, I mean, if you think long enough, I'm sure you can come up with some things. They have a lot of access to food. I guess. Like, their portion sizes are usually much bigger, which can be a good thing. Germany is the greatest country. Well, it's definitely better than America. Yeah. Germany has definitely a few downsides. Especially its history. Like, god damn, we have such a wonderful history, don't we? But yeah. Beyond that, I think Germany's a pretty nice country to live in. America doesn't start wars. Well, sure, let's just say that. I heard not too long ago in the US, kids are required to recite the Pledge of Allegiance every day. No nation does this. Wants to do this. So that's what it is weird. Oh boy. It is weird. Because yeah, it is probably, America is probably the most patriotic country on the planet. And that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, except the fact that they, you know, claim their country is so great despite all the obvious things wrong with it. So, yeah. Germany has made leaps and bounds over the decades in terms of being progressive. A lot of people are. There's still a lot of bad apples, which you can tell. I mean, when it comes to like politics and everything, the different political parties we have, there is essentially one party that somehow still has multiple representatives, and their entire thing is apparently, well, I feel like the best way I can describe them is being the modern, slightly less dramatic equivalent of Nazis. Like, super against foreigners and, like, all that kind of stuff, and get all the people out of the country, and we want, like, our country to be amazing, and sadly they still get spots in government, and it's very disappointing to see people vote for them, and it's, yeah. But I feel like they are the only political party in that line of thinking, which is probably why, yeah, they get the votes, because all the extremists are, like, looking at the same area and voting for the same people because of it. It's sad, but at least they aren't a big enough part of the government to make, like, massive impacts. Thankfully. Like, if we're ashamed of what they did, it's completely dismantled. Yeah. I mean, again, even people... I feel like most people today, even though they weren't alive, even though a lot of... Even if you weren't alive during that time, I feel like you're still gonna be ashamed of that history. Because of how horrible it was. Like, it was absolutely horrible that stuff happened. Our politicians suck, I don't want to vote for any of them. Fair. The problem is you kind of have to vote, otherwise you basically give the extremists more of a chance. RPOV. Hypothermia from being indie non-stop. What? Why are we talking politics? I don't know how we got to that topic, honestly. I really don't know. I don't know why we are talking politics. We just kind of got onto that train of thought because we were like, hey, guns in America. Glad I don't live there where everyone has a gun. And then we just kept talking about the differences in politics over in Germany / America / wherever. It is so weird how we got there. Oh, big advice. Okay, big advice. Let's hear it. What's your big advice before I finally continue with the actual game we're playing and focus on literature rather than politics? Because politics is not usually my type of thing. Well, we kind of got dragged into that, huh? Alright. Amazing advice. Let's hear. DDLC music brings out everything. Yes, it does. It really does. I mean, to be fair, the DDLC soundtrack is such good background music too. Like, we can all agree. Strong opinions about politics and express them when the opportunity presents itself. That is fair. That is fair. Having strong opinions is fair. The thing is, the only thing I feel strongly about is the usual thing of every person is equal, no discrimination, stop being an extremist. And that is all I will say. Other than that, I don't really form a lot of solid political opinions. America does not start wars now. Yes. I feel strongly about this. Ah, yes. That one. Well, while we sit here, I might as well try to continue a little bit. Might as well get a little bit of progress done.
Since they are very hospitable and curious and want her over all the time. But as yet that is only really possible, especially since she has limited mobility with living a bit further away and all.
How do you guys spend time together?
I go and visit her mostly.
Really? With her dad there? I mean, he seems kinda...
I've yet to be introduced to her dad.
Oh.
Alright, here's the amazing advice. 1. Even if it feels like my vote doesn't count, please vote. This reason why a-holes end up in power is because majority of the population doesn't vote. Which means if you are in a first... Suppose, like 30% of the people voted for the winner, but 70 didn't appear to vote. Vote, political government is forced to have reformation. Reset all political... Damn! Again, that's kind of what I said earlier. If you don't vote, you give you a chance to because the one thing I can say is people who are extremists are also the people who will always vote for their parties to change things in their liking. So if you don't vote, you give those people more of a chance because they will not miss a vote. And that is the tragic thing. Alright, advice number 2. Let's hear it. If all politicians running seem like a-holes, seriously, pick the lesser of the evils. Must allow ballot. Also fair, yes. Don't show up to cast your ballot. You don't exist. Essentially, vote, vote, vote. Just for anything. Should vote for the ones that suck the least. Exactly. Pick the worst, pick the least of the, pick the better of 2 evils. There. The lesser evil, exactly. Which, yeah, as sad as it is, a lot of politicians just ain't the best. Picture about every election they're not going at all. Well, there you go. And there's the pro advice. Very real stuff. Can only agree. Smiley face stays and try smile. Those the eggs, kind of like not voting. I am not exactly sure. Probably, maybe. I think more so meant like draw a smiley, so even if it doesn't get counted as a vote, it's like, yeah, it is. So even if it isn't counted, it's like still this person voted, but their vote didn't count. Yeah, count as a person coming in, voids the ballot. So I'm exposing my jaw, because I'm not a politician. Civic awareness. I mean, fair. Again, we don't talk politics a lot on the channel, because, let's face it, playing video games is usually a way to get away from the more real problems of the world. But I mean, I guess it doesn't particularly hurt to have a little bit of a political tangent every once in a while, as long as we don't do it too often. So yeah, that was an interesting little tangent. Not quite as interesting as the famous Tormuse tangents, trademark. But I hope some people learned something from that. Alright. Someone say tangent? Yes, indeed. Alright. So how's Yuri doing here? Exactly, ah yes, the game. She's talking about dating her girlfriend Natsuki.
Oh, there has been some progress in that direction. A couple of weeks ago, after Miss Ida's date, Natsuki did tell her dad about me, even if I have not met him yet.
Oh, well, that's some progress, I suppose.
Yes, I was so excited while what was happening, I could barely contain myself.
You being that excited? Wait, how are you excited while it was happening?
Using club presidency powers.
Were you there?
Well, no, I was just aware that it was happening.
Ah, right. Usually I'm so intentionally turned out that I don't pick up on that level of detail. I guess you just happen to stay honestly acting club president for a while now.
They keep talking about it. They keep saying, hey, we should switch club presidency around again. And they never do it. And they always bring it back up. Yuri, did you tamper with their settings somehow to make them feel okay with it? Much like how they're okay with the time loop. Are you just on a power trip right now and don't want to give up club presidency anymore? Is that what's going on here? I know I'm just assuming a lot of stuff, and I know that is very much almost certainly not the case. But big theory, Yuri's obsessed with being club president, doesn't want to give up the title, so she's messing with everyone's heads a little bit.
Yes. Oh, by the way, speaking of graduation,
Immediately switches topic. Immediately switches topic. Oh yeah, I have been club president for a while. Anyway, so about graduation. Yuri, I'm on to you.
aside from all the game stuff we've been working on, have we given any thought to what we want to do?
What do you want to do?
Yes, as in, do we want to have a celebration of some kind?
I hadn't given any thought to that. It seems like a good idea, though. I'll ask everyone, or maybe I'll just put Sayori in charge of coming up with something and see what happens.
I'm sure she'd take it seriously.
Of course she would. She's so worried about graduating, so I just thought that maybe giving her a task to focus on would be a good idea.
I'll leave the decision in your capable hands.
Alright, see you at the club, Yuri.
Until then...
Ah, it's my boy, MC. And Natsuki's here too. So, did you manage to convince Ria to come to karaoke?
Yeah, although it won't be as fun with just me and her and Yuri and Monica. You sure I can't get you guys to come? I know it's date night or whatever, but still. You could do both your one-on-one lovey-dovey stuff and still join us.
Well, normally I'd say yes. But today isn't just date night. Today is actually... Is it anniversary?
Oh.
Is there anniversary? Already?
Well, say no more then.
I hope it goes well. Or did he actually buy a ring to like... say, hey, you've been my girlfriend for a while, how about I finally propose? Because he was working a part-time job to get some money, and he did say he was basically alright with finishing things. Again, working theory, same theory that Spinne came up with, I have the same idea. He bought a ring. And maybe you did call it as well. Either it's their anniversary of like officially becoming a couple, or he's going to propose. Or it's both. It could also be both.
I hope it goes well.
Yeah, me too.
So, hey, I don't know what you're doing this weekend. Maybe you're doing more hangout with Sayori, but, if you have any free time when you could fire up the old PC, I am in search of a gamer for online co-op purposes.
What a coincidence! I'm a gamer! Hang out. No. Don't call attention to that. But yeah, what a coincidence. I am a gamer. Who could have seen this coming? MC, did you know I am also a gamer?
I do not doubt it, good sir. But we shall see forthwith if thy skill matches thy words.
Wow, you really are spending a lot of time with Yuri recently, aren't you?
Yeah, so what? What of it? We are girlfriends. Super gay girlfriends. We kiss.
Alright, Natsuki. Go on, continue. Yes, I know. On account of how you say it every chance you get.
I had a bottle up for so long. So now I guess I'm super eager to overshare. Especially with you guys, since I know you'll be cool about it.
Samantha, hello! How's it going? How's it going? Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, I guess I take it for granted that everyone would be happy about me and Sayori. Not everyone has been like that with you guys.
No. Although Ikuko, who I thought was against it, actually was just scared of losing me as a friend. So that turned out to be nice to know.
Failed to make an octopus. The tentacle was cut. How sad. How dare the tentacle be cut off and have like the wrong end attached. How could it be? Poor tentacle. Poor octopus.
So that turned out to be nice to know.
Oh, that is nice to know. I was sad when I heard about how she reacted. Glad it was something else.
Yeah?
I heard about what happened though with that one student.
You mean with Yuri?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's all good. Sticks and stones and whatnot.
True, yeah, true. Plus, I bet it was at least a little cool to see Yuri literally fight for you. Or maybe not.
Well, I mean, kinda and kinda not. Like, yes, it was really cool to see her care about me that much. Pretty hard flattery, not gonna lie about that. But at the same time, I don't know. It's not like Yuri to be violent. I don't think I like it. Like, one of the reasons she's so cool is that she's always super chill. And I don't know, seeing her get all violent and angry was really weird. She didn't get mad in like super loud angry way. She was so cold and awful. I don't know, I feel like I'm not getting it across well.
By the way, you know that Yuri is currently club president, so she'll listen in on you.
I don't know, I feel like I'm not getting it across well.
I think I get the idea.
Maybe I'm just concerned, based on the history. It's just out of character for her. And the last time she was that weirdly out of character and emotional was when she freaked out and stabbed herself.
Well, I would definitely empathize with being worried about trauma from that whole time period.
Yeah, I guess you would. Anyway, I'm not super worried or anything. It was a pretty serious situation and Yuri hasn't been like that really since then. Although she does seem a lot more distant.
She's always kinda distant.
Yeah, true. But I don't know, more so.
No trauma in the literature club, indeed. Why would there be trauma? Not at all. Especially not related to the week leading up to the festival. No, no, no.
But I don't know, more so. Like, her mind is always somewhere else. Even when we're together. Anyway, it's nothing serious, she's mostly fine. Not sure why I started blabbing about it.
You can blab at me anytime. Gotta pay you back for deigning to let me play video games with you somehow.
Yes, of course.
There's a low murmur, the club room feels fuller than usual with 7 people in it. Ah, yes. What's Pokemon Moon? Still an error? Pokemon Moon gave you an error, that is weird. Although the only real errors are actually... I have encountered some errors where, like, but usually it was like when I first inserted the cartridge, it was immediately like, hey, we cannot read that. Pull it out and put it back in. That's the most error I've gotten from Pokemon, I believe. It's like in Making Humans, so it's the same body as 10 years ago. Lack of practice probably, because you haven't been focused on Making Humans so much.
Okay, everyone, you can go back to free time in a moment, but for now, let's come to order. First of all, I'd like to officially welcome our newest member, Ryutaka Takasashi.
There is an enthusiastic applause from the other members of the club.
We're so glad to have a non-senior member finally, and we hope, Rhea, that you'll be able to carry on the legacy of the Literature Club once we graduate.
Alright.
Thank you for letting me join. I will do my best not to let you down. I don't think you possibly could, Rhea. Now, on to the rest of the meeting. Our agenda for today is as follows. First, we'll have some free time, maybe 45 minutes or so. Following that, we'll share the poems we wrote for this meeting, and then we'll be done until next time. Alright, with all that said, free time. I'll call everyone to go, it's time for poems.
The Literature Club splits off into smaller groups. Which group to visit? All of them, obviously. But how about we start immediately with our newest member? New girl first and all. Ria, Sayori, and Yuri.
So of course there's MC. He's really nice and will help you with anything if you ask him. Although maybe don't ask for too much. He'll work himself to the bone for you if you let him. So it's best not to take advantage of that too much. I see. Anyway, I'm super glad to help you or talk to you about anything if you want. Like, anything. Natsuki-senpai says you're very friendly.
She's still not dropping the whole senpai thing.
And that we should get along really well. Oh my gosh, yeah! I think we'll get along super well. I'm glad. This is so exciting. It's been kind of a long time since I made new friends. I'm really happy that you're being so friendly. Of course! Anyway, yeah, then there's Natsuki. Sometimes she says things that sound mean. And she likes people to think she's super tough. But deep down, she's really a big softie. I just think that sometimes she likes to have big arguments with people as a sign of affection.
Yes. See, hey MC, bring me a tea and some cake. And can you massage my shoulders a bit? Oh my god, reading this book is so tiring. Can you flip the page for me? But honestly, I will not stand for MC abuse. The man's a legend. Oh, so a full-on reboot was necessary there. Wow.
Or sometimes real arguments. It's hard for me to tell. Senpai was very nice when I wanted to join the club. She really looked after me and taught me what to do and how to join. So she said she'd talk to all of you about it. Yeah, she did. Of course, come to Monica if you have any questions about the club, like administratively, I guess. Like if you need to show proof you're in the club. Oh, or also if you want candy. Monica has a snack basket. I'd definitely be interested in a snack basket. Yeah! And sorry if it's empty sometimes, other people also like the snack basket.
Yeah, who could other people be referring to, Sayori?
Anyway, yeah, Monica's very nice, usually pretty busy. And finally there's...
Yuri, at your service.
Sneaking up on people as usual.
So, yeah, that's Yuri. She's really good at sneaking up on people. Hi, Yuri-senpai.
Please, like I said, just Yuri is fine.
Again. Will you stop with the concept just Yuri if you finally, you know, drop your club presidency again?
Sorry, it's really hard to have it to break.
Don't worry, I understand completely.
Yuri's really smart. Usually she's also kind of quiet and likes to do her own thing. But recently she's been a lot more outgoing, huh, Yuri?
Somewhat, perhaps. It would be difficult not to spending this much time with my beloved.
She and Natsuki are going out. I know it's a Yuri. I'm pretty sure everyone at the school does.
Well, Ria, I welcome you once again to the Literature Club, and I hope you will find it both a wonderful place to spend time and a good source of friendship.
Me too. Thank you, Yuri.
Thank you for joining us, Ria. I think it'll be an important part of our group.
Here with the just Yuri. It's inescapable. Which group to visit? Alright. I guess we'll go with Monica and Natsuki next. Sure.
So then she said, if it must indeed be so. It's like, number one, seriously? And number two, how could I ever not love her? You know?
Yuri's indeed a pretty special lady.
Yeah? Oh, hey, that reminds me, there was this one time recently where Yuri and I were at the park, right?
Monica, what's with that expression? You jealous that they actually get to enjoy time together? Unlike you, who will never be able to interact with me, the player, directly, like they are? Is that what that expression's supposed to tell me? Is that jealousy?
there was this other time when Yuri and I were at the park, right? And she saw this guy, and I was like, Monica, are you still with me?
Yes, of course. I was listening, Natsuki. Continue.
Ow. Ow.
Well, Monica, are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay?
Get it out of your system. Got it out of your system? Good. People enjoy. Thanks to our muse. Free art section. Almost everyone. You didn't get it out of your system. Okay, got it. I got it. Is it out of your system now?
Like, are you sure you're okay? It seems like something is wrong.
My hand. Thank you, Spin. The pain is real. Okay, I feel like at this point Rob is just waiting to snipe anyone who dares headpat me. I mean, hey, full reveal when? Actually, the reveal happened multiple times. In fact, I revealed all different versions of me that currently exist. Hang on! I just want to see real quick. I think it was in the art. I have to look for that, actually. Because I'm pretty sure I dropped like an image at some point, and I want to see if it's still like somewhere in there. I thought there, yeah. As of, okay, to be fair, that image dropped in 2022, but there haven't really been any new variants of me since then. I had a little collage. Well, you can't even call it a collage, it's just all of them in one image, positioned nicely, with the Neko girl version of me popping in from the top, not fully visible, because there's really not much special about that version. Man, can you believe that's like, hang on, let me count them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 if you count the Neko Girl version. 11 versions as of 2022. 11 flavors of code that currently exist. My god.
It seems like something's wrong. Is something wrong? I wish I had Sayori's ability to check your vibe or whatever. I bet she'd know if something's wrong.
Yeah, with Sayori, it's always the question if you pass the vibe check, but,
Natsuki, honestly, I'm fine. Tell me about the guy at the park.
See, but you're not fine, though. You're clearly not. Don't look at me like that. You're totally, completely not fine. The only question is why. Let's see. Yes. Got it? You feel weirded by me talking about lovey crap because you're lonely as shit still.
wow! The pain!
Boom, diagnosed. Sorry about that. Guess I should have thought about it before going off into La La Land like that. Didn't mean to make you feel crushed and lonely, and here I am still talking about it. Despite the fact that I'm pretty sure I literally told Sayori not to dwell on stuff like this because it only makes it more awkward. Yet here I am, I didn't mean to make you feel crushed and lonely, by the way, because get it, you're so alone.
Natsuki, tell me about the guy in the park.
Now, to be fair, it's not really my fault that you're forever alone.
Oh no, she continues.
You could date like half the guys in the school with a snap of your fingers, but no, you gotta be all other player is my special someone and shit. When are you gonna start looking out for your own happiness, Monica?
That is looking out for my own happiness.
Is it though? Is it really? When you're all sighing and wistful anytime someone talks about their love life, honestly, Miss Ida was less obvious. You should stop whining and do something about it.
Yes, well, maybe I will.
The hip whip! You just did the hip whip!
She did say she would call her out for it. She did the hip whip. That's sweet, Natsuki apparently. Natsuki, we are listening. Everyone's listening apparently. Spirit of envy.
The hip whip?
Yes. A while ago, I was talking about how you did a hip whip thing sometimes. And you were like, what are you talking about? That, Monica, that is what I'm talking about.
Huh. I guess I do lean over for emphasis sometimes, now that I think about it. Good to know. Anyway, now that I've been lectured, can we please get back to your story about the guy in the park?
Yes, of course. So the guy's in the park, sitting on a bench, right?
No, what about the story about the guy in the park? Natsuki, come back! The story! The story! MC and Miss Ida, let's go. No! Natsuki leaving us in suspense.
Hi MC, what brings you out here? Need a break from all the girl energy?
Something like that, yeah. I love the club, but yeah, it has a lot of girls. And now one more. They finally have a new member and it's yet another girl. MC really being outnumbered here. Ay. Let me just write down the thing about the guy in the park for a potential email question. Although I have a feeling that someone definitely asked that question already. That feels like it was set up in a way where people would ask about it. But just in case, I'm gonna write it down, and if I go through all the bonus emails and I don't see that question pop up until then I'm gonna ask about it. Because I want to know about the guy in the park. Girls are cool. Yes, indeed. But there's not exactly a good balance in there. Actually, is there even a need for a good balance? As long as you get along, is gender really relevant?
Sorry you don't really get a break from it out here. Just another girl out here, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I guess so. Still, it's nice to see you. High school girls are something else.
No worse than high school boys, I'm sure they'd say.
Yeah, I guess so. But they're not surrounded by 5 high school guys all the time.
I guess that's true. Still, I'm betting that a lot of guys your age would be fine with being constantly surrounded by 5 wonderful ladies.
Maybe so. But I'm only interested in one of them. Are you coming to Yuri's house afterwards? That's where we're supposedly doing Natsuki's mod and answering emails.
Yes, I'm tagging along. If for no other reason than to reassure Yuri's family if and when we do secret club stuff. It'll be more believable if a responsible adult tags along with sudden unexplained secret club stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. And for a moment while we're still on, I turn back. That is scary. It's always scary when you think something might crash. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks for helping us out like that, by the way.
Yeah, of course, my pleasure. Least I could do. Plus, the way I have something interesting to... Plus,
This way I have something interesting to do tonight.
Hopefully you have more interesting things to do than babysit us. What happened to you and that one guy, the accountant?
Oh, things are actually going pretty well with him.
Yeah, pretty well. That's definitely one way to word it. Like it's going super well from what I saw from the excitement when she was kicking the bed. By the way, when I saw the art, it looked so nice. It looked so nice. Blue Potato! Haven't seen you in a bit. How are you? How is it going? It's me again, yes. Alright, you go see if you can get more tacos, Samantha. Hope you're having a great day. And you've been having a great time. It was indeed very, very cute.
Oh, things are actually going pretty well with him. I've decided I'm not gonna see any other guys while we're still going out. He's pretty interesting. We're going out again this weekend, but I'm trying not to see him or call him all the time. I don't want to be too needy, so don't worry, I've got plenty of time to spend on the club.
How tantalizing. Will you tell us more later? If you want, I mean. I know we're kind of prying when it comes to your love life, but we just want to see you happy.
I know. I'll tell you guys more later when we're not doing official club time.
Fair enough. Alright, poem time.
Okay, everyone, time for poems. Everyone's gotten their poems handed in, and we're all set to go, I think. Ria, since you're new here, why don't we have you share first?
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Letting the newbie share first? Way to toss her into the ice-cold water. Don't ease her in, just let her share, huh?
Okay. Here it is.
Oh, I'm curious to see what her font looks like. New font? New font incoming?
I haven't done a lot of poetry before, but I tried my best.
Baptism by fire, indeed.
Hopefully it's not too terrible.
Alright. Okay. Other fish. I'm a lonely fish, just a swimming in the sea. The ocean is so big, compared to small old me. The whales can't even see me, I'm really just too small. And some fish just won't see me for any cause at all. But then some fish swim by, they smile, and they nod. It turns out if you try, the ocean's not so broad. Ah, it's about her making friends. Using memories of friends, people are different when one gives you, another won't fit fully. Okay. Also, it is a cute poem. It do be about her finding friends. It is nice. So my sister knocked down the Christmas tree. Yeah, my bad. Pretty good. 18. Gotta move on with my life. Time for a new me. Ooh. An adult. Oh no. Becoming an adult is always scary. I know becoming an adult is scary. Nobody wants to become an adult. Yet it always happens. Well, for some people it doesn't happen, but that's usually for very sad reasons. And I do feel bad for the people who never get to that point in life. But it still doesn't mean anyone wants to become an adult. Suffering has just begun. Yeah, but I'm sure you'll manage. I'm sure you'll do fine.
Good job, Ria. It's a very sweet poem.
Super sweet. Plus, it actually rhymes and has meter and stuff, which makes it sound really nice.
Do we not usually write poems like that?
Sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. I feel like recently we've gotten into the habit of writing more free prose type poems. So it's really nice to hear someone have a nice classic rhyme and meter poem.
It's such a happy poem. I love happy poems. I like the way the poem bounces. It gives me a really warm, fuzzy feeling. Okay, thank you.
especially for first effort. It was very well done, Ria. I certainly did not have much courage when I was first writing poetry, nor was my poetry anywhere near the quality level of yours. Thank you for sharing this with us, and again, very well made, especially for a first attempt.
Yes, great job. Who's up next?
Natsuki best girl. Agreed. I'm gonna disappear into the night again. See you next time and have a good stream. Oh, I will. Thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it. See you around, potato.
How about Yuri?
Very well.
Threats in the void. In the black and cold, a quivering mass, glowing red-orange, extends out threads and tendrils, sticks, ropes, and hands. A multitude of feelers. They extend out in all directions, through the starless void. Light year upon light year. Until a touch comes, with another feeler from another mass. An improbable, impossible chance among the infinity of space. But the feeler is not the right one at first. If one has extended a thread and the other a hand, one must know how to match the other and its fragile, thin thread. And when the threads match, they connect, connecting two shapeless masses, glowing red-orange. As the connected thread slowly contracts, drawing the masses nearer over the eons. Ah yes, I know a Yuri poem when I hear one. Probably you know about the classic thing of finding your special someone. Is what that feels like. The special someone out in the big world where so many people are going by. I feel like that is the topic. But again, that feels like very surface level and I'm not reading in deep enough. With Yuri poetry, you normally need to read in pretty deep. The point thing is, are you saving up for something in particular? Or are you just gonna hold on to them for now?
It sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, Yuri's poems can sometimes be a little spooky. Although I don't think she meant this one to be spooky, just kind of alien.
Alien indeed. We are all alien to each other. It is miraculous that anyone ever becomes friends.
I see. I think I get it now then. We're just weird blobs floating in space, trying to make a connection. And even across huge distances with completely different people, we're hungry for that connection.
It's kind of sad, that part at the end. About how it takes a really long time to actually even really understand the other person. It's so hard to get to know someone, and even if you do, it's so easy to lose them again. But the poem really made me feel that, so good job.
Thank you, Sayori.
Great job, babe. I literally cannot get enough of your spooky eldritch bullshit about some light-hearted topic.
Oh, I know you cannot, beloved.
Although, like, do you feel like it's taking a long time for us to get closer?
Oh, well, the poem was not about you and I, but I would say it has taken us a fairly long time to get to know each other well, yes. Among the best time in my life, I would say.
And now I must remind you of the least enforced rule we have, which is no flirting in the literature club.
A very loosely enforced rule.
So, shall we move along? Sayori, how about you? What did you write this week? Here you go!
End of the world. When I was small, I skinned my knee against the sidewalk on a fall. When you're young, falls seem quite big. I looked and cried, skin bled and stung. You're not yet used to all the pain, apocalyptic to be bruised. My world ending, I'm all alone, but then I see, my leg is mending. He helped me heal and picked me up, though he's small too, his strength I feel. My world in hand, he moves me on, he helps me see, it's not so bad. Now this he she talks about, again, is this... I feel like it's MC. I don't feel like we know of any real other guys other than maybe Kenzo. And Sayori didn't know Kenzo. She's been childhood friends with MC. And if she writes a poem about making friends, of course she would write about her childhood friend, now lover. There's no one else she could write about. Plus the whole thing of him taking care of her, that is MC. They've always been taking care of each other. I mean, they do always say they're better at taking care of each other than they are taking care of themselves. Who else? Yeah, who else indeed? Is this about me? I don't remember this.
You don't? I remember it really well. We were 8. You picked me up after I fell.
Huh. I don't remember that at all. I'm glad I helped you, though. I really like the rhyming scheme in this one. The ABCA thing. It's a little counterintuitive. It kind of forces you to pay close attention. I think it's really cool.
I like how it shows the power of friends to make big problems seem small. Did he actually pick you up? Yeah, but then he put me down after I said I could walk. It was like magic. When I first fell, I thought it was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. But after he picked me up, I was like, okay, wow, everything's actually fine. I think you must have been a pretty strong 8-year-old.
Well, Sayori was pretty small when she was 8. It would have been easy to pick her up.
Well done, Sayori. I can tell you put a good bit of effort into organizing this one, whether or not it took you much time to actually write. Not much, no. But I did think about how I wanted the poem to be organized. I can tell.
As can I. I can feel the feelings you had in the moment. Even a decade later.
But you would have done it differently?
Well, yes, of course I would have done it differently. Mine would have had more images and less feelings, such as the nature of our differing styles. But if I wrote a poem like this in my own way, I'm not sure it would be any good. After all, it's a poem about feelings, so I think the way you wrote it is much better than the one I did.
Thank you, Yuri.
Killer poem as usual, Saya. I don't even really have anything to add to whatever anyone else said. I especially agree with what MC said about the rhyming scheme being baller. I loved it.
Well then, on to the next one. I'll do mine next. As usual, it's a bit more negative.
No one's criticizing you for it, Monica. It's good poetry.
I'm glad you guys think so, even though you haven't read it yet.
What do you make of it? Why are we here? Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Anyway, why are we here? You scream, and there is no reply. Only a dreary silence, and the emptiness of your own mind. We crave some kind of meaning, though none is to be seen. So we cast about for answers, not picky about the type. Really, there's one thing only that seems clear to us. We're not the only ones in a panicked moral rush. An answer suggested, when you can only see one thing, that others are afflicted with the same pain you feel. For if you know the panic and the pain and grief and fear, you at least might save some others from the grip of suffering. Poem count? I got 2 knocked out. The request list is now getting a bit shorter. But the thing is, I have really been slacking on the poems for the VODs. I have like all the VODs. Almost all. It feels like. Actually? Yeah, over half of the streams I've done, I think, of this season, I don't have the poems for the VODs ready yet. And that is what's worrying me more than the actual request queue, because I got 2 of them knocked out again recently, thankfully. But I'll figure stuff out. I'll get back into the poem swing of things, I'm sure.
Very interesting. Structurally, the poem plays with having formal structure, but ends not to. Was that a conscious choice?
No, I was just writing it, and at times the next lines my brain came up with happened to rhyme or fit into meter. And they seemed like the best options, so I wrote them down. But I didn't consciously try to get anything to rhyme. It was originally just supposed to be a prose poem,
It weirds me out a little, like it fits well into the meter, but that makes me want to hear it rhyme, and then it mostly doesn't. So, that was a little off for me. I dig the theme though, it was way more positive than you led me to believe. I thought it was going to be nothing but grim darkness.
But instead it turned out to be grim, but with a happy takeaway, which I thought was neat for a Monica poem. I don't really understand all this stuff about meter, but it's definitely a lot grimmer than I expected anyway. What do you guys mean when you say it has a happy takeaway?
Well, I don't know if this is exactly what Sayori meant, but it starts by talking about how bleak life can be, kind of like there's no obvious point to it. But then we see that there are other people who feel the same way about it, and that kind of suggests a meaning, that you need to help other people, and ease that same bleakness they feel.
And that's friendship! Gosh, I hope it's more than that. It seems so dark.
Welcome to the Literature Club, Ria! Welcome to the Literature Club! Change much before the DLC season. I haven't changed much since before the... Yeah. We'll see. I'll get the poetry done. At some point, I am sure of it.
So dark. And ready for you, Sayori. Well...
Anyway, here's mine. Nice deflection. It's another short one. Typical for Natsuki. Priority. A friend doesn't ask what they get out of it. A friend takes risks. When the whole world is on fire, a friend will be right by your side, even if you can't be by theirs. Being a friend means your friend is sometimes the only thing that matters at all.
That was short but very sweet.
I am glad to be your friend, and I hope I am a good friend to you by the standard.
Doofus, you are my girlfriend? And, you do a great job of it.
Such thrilling praise.
Not flirting in the literature club. No stereotypical Natsuki swerve at the end, I note.
Nah, not this time. Felt like his poem didn't need it.
It was fairly straightforward, yes. It certainly made its point and then got out.
Kind of a me poem.
A you poem? What does that mean?
Sometimes when I write poetry, I just kind of forget it's a poem. I just want to write how I feel about something without worrying about making it poetic necessarily. I just, like, write it. And it kind of feels like that's what Natsuki did here.
Wait, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I guess it depends on whether you like that sort of thing. Sometimes when I do it, I don't really like the outcome. But I like this poem. It really did get its message across.
I see. Well, let's see yours then, boy.
Sure. The answer. When you feel longing and pain. When everything else seems empty. When you need something you can't describe. When you look up and ask why. A friend is the world's answer to you. A friend shows you we're not empty. A friend shows you your own courage. A friend makes your own soul clear. A friend makes your own mind see itself, when before it was muddled. Okay. I see, having the first section just start off with all the when, ending with a friend, and then twisting it around for the second half. A very simple thematical structure for the poem. Very simple, but I like it. Simple is nice. Simple is good. Sweet sentiment too, yes.
Wow, MC, this is so philosophical.
Didn't expect something deep from me, Bon?
No, that's not what I mean. What I meant, it's just... it gets the thing you're talking about in a really meaningful way. I'm trying to say I'm impressed, not that I'm surprised.
I get it, but I was just teasing you.
You have come far, MC. I remember your earliest truly original poems on Influenced by Code.
You are aware that Ria is next to you, right? Do you want to explain to her who I am, or... Can't believe it. It's our first club meeting with her, and we're already slipping up. We're already slipping up in the first meeting with her. Are we serious about that? Oh boy, where's this gonna go?
They had a strong voice and feeling, but were somewhat amateurs in forming concept.
Or did she not catch on to that? I think she might not have caught on to that. She's like, oh, who is this code person? What a strange name. Anyway.
Now you're feeling and form make a great unity together. Your work is very powerful.
What? Now, who is this code person? And why did he influence MC's writing so much? I wonder. It's interesting because Ria's expression isn't even changing. She's still looking the same way as before. Like, she really did not even notice that we're talking about a random person who isn't in the club. But maybe she'll make a comment about it.
A friend is the world's answer to you. That is profound.
Thanks, Yuri. I didn't really think it was that impressive.
It is. It is important to give yourself credit when you achieve growth, and you have grown much as a poet, MC. Bravo.
I agree with Yuri.
Really? Really? They really had the discussion of that was your first your first poems uninfluenced by code, and Ria's not questioning who I is. I thought for sure she would have pointed it out. Something especially weird, yeah. Yeah, that would stand out. I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. Oh boy.
I agree with Yuri. It's one thing to write a very good poem such as this one, but you've gotten very good at writing poems in a relatively brief time. Great job.
Oh, is she gonna ask?
I obviously haven't read any of your guys' earlier poetry, although I'd really like to, but the poem is good, MC.
You're not going to ask about who I is. Okay.
It was really thoughtful about friendship. I never thought about friends that way before. And good poetry is often about getting you to see things in ways you hadn't before. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Ah, shucks, you guys are gonna make me blush. I can jump in and insult your poem if it would help. Of course, go ahead. Insult him. It's also interesting that out of everyone, Yuri is the one who slipped up. Feels like Sayori would have been more so the type you'd expect to slip up first. With Yuri being the one of the. Well, then again, I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't. I didn't feel like Yuri would be the one to let something slip first out of everyone. Like, really. But I mean, I guess they played it off well by not addressing it. Like, if any of the other club members would have been like, hey, Yuri, be careful what you say, that probably would have been more out of place. Kind of slip up, I mean, fair. But yeah. It's a good thing that, again, if the club would have addressed Yuri saying that, probably would have alerted Ria to something actually being wrong here. But by actually just not acknowledging it, I think that's why there was no big reaction. I would assume. Not that it's just a logical oversight of the dev, where they completely forgot that talking about the player while Ria is here would be a bit weird. I'm sure it wasn't a logical oversight. I'm sure it is just that it slipped out of Yuri's mouth, but they just went on with the conversation, didn't acknowledge it too much to play it off. I'm sure that was it. No thanks, but I appreciate the offer.
Good, I was having a hard time thinking of solid insults. For what it's worth, I really liked the poem too.
Thanks, Nat.
Alright, that's all for today. We'll see everyone here next time. For, well, the second to last meeting before graduation. I feel a little wistful. In honor of graduation almost being here, the theme for poems for next week will be summer. See you all next time. Ria, can I give you a ride home or anything? Oh, I live too far away, but sure, we'd appreciate that, Monica. Thank you. Great, I sometimes give Natsuki a ride too, but she lives further away, so I'll drop you off first then Natsuki. Okay.
And are we all ready to start walking?
We are. Perhaps today we will complete our journey without any near-death experiences.
Hey, that was the car's fault, not mine.
Excuse me? I see.
Thanks again so much for hosting us. The kids are all such close friends now that they're always wanting to go over to each other's houses. I hope it isn't too much of an imposition.
No, of course not. We're thrilled that Yuri has so many wonderful people in her life now. It's really the start of a change in her, we think. She's never been so sociable. All her childhood we've been waiting for her to bring people over and have parties and things like that. But she never seemed interested. Why, one time, she...
I see them coming. We should head upstairs and let them have their time together.
Are you sure you wouldn't be in the way?
Oh, no. It's alright, thank you. We're happy to let you guys have the run of the ground floor.
Oh, well, I'm sure the kids will appreciate it. Thanks again, you two.
You're very welcome. Everyone else but MC walks in.
Well, that was interesting.
What was?
You offered to let them stay.
Ah, yes, because Yuri listened in on the conversation there.
Wouldn't that have defeated the whole purpose of us coming here?
Oh, I knew they would say no.
I was just being polite. Oh, I see.
How did you know what she said, Yuri?
Monica, how many times are you gonna forget that Yuri's club president? You literally had that same conversation earlier today.
Oh, I was listening via the system.
Ah.
There's my girl.
You just saw me a minute ago.
It still makes an impact on me though. Are you all ready for Natsuki's mod? Did you get it finished?
Sure did, Chief.
Cool. I've been really interested to see what you do since you said it wasn't another Baking with Natsuki installment.
Yeah, it's not Baking with Natsuki.
Why the hesitation? Likes object permanence, I guess. Apparently so. If she's not in control, she's just completely unaware and doesn't even have object permanence. Object permanence she is only a thing that applies to being club president.
Well, let's find out what it is then, now I'm curious. Remember not to talk during the game or our own game will get confused, so on and so forth. Natsuki, whenever you're ready.
Right, yes. And launch.
Alright, what does she have in store? Is it cooking with Yuri? It's not baking with Natsuki. It is not baking with Natsuki. I assume she asked Yuri to actually provide the recipe. Even if Natsuki is the one who made the mod, I mean, she wouldn't do a cooking with Yuri without actually asking Yuri for a recipe.
Welcome back to Cooking with Yuri. Thank you for joining us on another exciting culinary adventure. Today's dish will be a Chinese classic salt and pepper shrimp. And now, without further introduction, it's my pleasure to welcome our host Yuri.
Are we gonna get the sound effects too?
Welcome back to Cooking with Yuri. As mentioned previously, today we delve into the world of Chinese cuisine. This dish may challenge you somewhat, and its presentation is quite different from what you might be accustomed to. I am hopeful that, prepared skillfully, this dish will broaden your culinary horizons.
Not only were there no sound effects like going into this, it's just completely quiet too. No canned applause. Exactly! And not just no canned applause. There is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Eerily quiet, yes. Oh boy.
Let us begin. The first thing you will require, of course, are shrimp.
Horrible is about to happen. Yes. Something horrible is about to happen to those poor shrimp.
This is the primary crux of the dish. Do not skimp. I would recommend you get the largest shrimp you can find. Do not get normal-sized shrimp such as you would see in a shrimp cocktail or shrimp sushi. We want very large shrimp, ideally weighing 1/10 of a pound or more.
Has come foreshadowing, etc., etc., etc. In your books, maybe. Anyway.
A pound that in total is enough. A pound of that in total is enough food for 2 people for a meal. To begin, we want to prepare the shrimp. Using a pair of scissors, trim away all the sharp, chitinous pointers around the head. Do not cut off the head. We are leaving it on for this recipe. The shrimp is best that way. While you're at it, also remove the frontal claws, but leave behind the rear legs. The idea is to retain as much of the shell as possible. Next, making as small an incision as possible, open the shell along the length of the shrimp, running along the top of it lengthwise. You need to remove the intestinal tract, which is the black vein running just under the shell along the middle. Make sure you get all of it. That vein does not taste good. Once the shrimp are deveined, we are going to coat them well in starch. Cornstarch is typical, although you can use other starches. You do not have to be absolutely thorough either.
Ah, yes. Fortnite lock-ons. What a name. Sad hits the gritty. Is that also the way you... Is that the first comment you... Is that how you want to make first impressions? With hitting the gritty? Look at your more close up. Want to see if your teeth are... Model or... I mean, you can see kind of if I... tilt my head, you might be able to have a quick look at some of my teeth. But, yeah. Yeah, then yeah. I mean, if I turn my head, you might be able to, yeah, I don't know. How close up of a look would you even need? It would be weird. And yes, that is how you want to make first impressions. Of course. Anyway, hi. Well, the hell, I'm not a dentist, but Ivanov apparently is. Wanting to get a close look at my teeth for some reason. But, yeah. Anywho, you know the teeth are have a purpose for eating. And speaking of eating, in order to eat, you normally have to cook, which is why we're playing Cooking with Yuri. And that is our way to get back into the mod.
Just make sure the shrimp are essentially covered in starch. Before you fry the shrimp, let us prepare our seasoning.
I see an annoying girl
To do
running toward
this.
me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is sorry. My neighbor
This
and good
is
friend
boring.
says to her children, you know, the kind of friend you never.
Where's
see
the
yourself
showmanship?
again.
Where's the
But it
flair?
just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long.
We used to
We
walk
used
to
to
school
walk to
together
school together
on days like this. But star. There. I finished it for you.
I haven't even heard a joke yet. A single, solitary joke. This isn't entertainment. This is a cookbook being read aloud. We're going to need to up the budget here. Hire some dancers, spend some money on some pyrotechnics. Then we'll have a show. Now, first of all,
Yes, she's still here. If security could respond quickly, I would appreciate it.
Oh no! Natsuki, run!
She's known to be rather unstable.
unstable? I'll show you unstable, you little...
Natsuki is dragged off the stage by security guards.
My apologies. Did you find it amusing when she called me little just now? I certainly did. I suppose they will have to qualify as my joke for the day. Now, where was I? Yes, the season mixture.
Ah, of course. See. I know you Stop boring, Chad. That is the same copy pasta Rob posts almost every single time without fail.
Here's the seasoning mixture. First, roast some whole peppercorns. It doesn't matter the color of the peppercorns, you can use whatever you prefer. Make sure you keep the heat relatively low. You do not want to char or burn them. It usually takes about 15 minutes. You'll know when they're done by the smell, which will be incredibly rich and spicy, so to speak. Let the peppercorns rest until they are room temperature once more, and then follow the same procedure with some high quality sea salt. How long you roast the sea salt must depend on the kind of salt you have, but when you see the salt start to turn slightly yellow, immediately remove the salt from the heat and let it cool. Once cool, grind up the pepper using a mill or a mortar and pestle and combine it with the salt. Then you can set it aside until it's ready to be used with the shrimp. Next, get a wide pan and put a good amount of oil. You want enough oil so that half the shrimp will be immersed when you lay it in. I like to use vegetable oil for this purpose. You want the pan oil to be very hot. Once it is, put the shrimp in.
So Teru Teru has... Are we talking about the Teru Teru from a certain franchise of killing games? Which is a franchise I am very fond of. Which is a franchise that hopefully will at some distant point in the future get another installment. But is currently kind of wrapped up. That Teru Teru. The ultimate cook Teru Teru. Is that the one? Anyway.
They do not take long to cook, about 30 seconds each side. If you have to do it in batches because you have too many shrimp, you can do so. Do not remove the oil from your pan when you're done with the shrimp. Just take it off the heat until you're ready for the next step. As the shrimp come out of the pan, lay them on a paper towel to drain the oil off of them. While they are resting, it is an excellent time to sprinkle them with your custom salt and pepper mixture. That way the seasoning adheres before they cool. Finally, while the shrimp rest a bit, we will prepare some vegetables to go with them. I like to use green onion and some peppers, but you can substitute more or less whatever you like. For me, I chop a few green onions finely, and then I thinly slice a green pepper as well, though a red one works fine too. But first we will prepare another key ingredient, a truly prodigious amount of garlic. I like to use an entire head of garlic for this, but you can use as much as you like. Mince it finely, bring your pan with the shrimp oil in it up to medium heat, and then fry it all at once. It is done when it's nice and golden brown. Do be careful not to overcook it, and when it's finished, set it aside on another paper towel to get excess oil off.
Guys, the AI is very Sayori. Imagine being very Sayori, oh no. It is sad. Nobody wants to be very Sayori, but everyone wants to have a Sayori in their life.
You can use a very fine sieve to retrieve the garlic pieces if need be. Then throw the pepper and onion onto the oiled pan, letting it cook for about 10 seconds before you remove the pan from the heat. But don't remove the vegetables from the pan. Instead, while the pan is still hot, but not actively on a burner, add in everything, the shrimp, the garlic, and more of your salt and pepper mixture. Toss it all together for a few seconds, and then take it off and plate it.
Wait, plate it?
Oh, you're back.
With the heads and eyes still on and shit? Not to mention the whole shell? Isn't that kinda gross?
How did you get loose?
No cage can hold me. Also, I know other ways to get into your house besides the front door.
Ah, so she also uses the back door. Wink, wink. If you get what I mean.
Well, in any case, yes, with the eyes and heads and shells still on, devotees of this dish swear by this method of preparation.
Innuendo's not ski, yeah?
That includes myself. I find the whole shrimp quite delicious.
Nice semicolon.
Thanks.
Yes, the grammar is still there.
When you've given the shrimp a lightly fried crust, like we have here, you don't notice the texture of the shell, which is softened by cooking. Instead, it just adds to the flavor. And as to the head, that's the tastiest part.
Man, if you say so. Here, let me try one of these.
Your security, she's back in here.
What was that?
Nothing. How is it?
You know, you're right. This is not bad. It's like crunchy from the fried starch, and like the flavor is a lot richer or something. And like the music is suddenly cutting out. I feel like that's common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen.
Yeah, nice callback indeed. Also, oh boy, what's about to happen now?
Yeah, I can get down with this. Good call, Hey, get your hands off me. Stop it. I have rabies and I will bite you.
She's lying about, by the way. You can go ahead. I would know because she's bitten me so many times, and I haven't had any problems. Well, she doesn't have rabies anyway. Again, I would know because she's bitten me so many times. She might still bite you, though.
I will have my revenge for this. The day of your comeuppance is, coming? It is nigh. I cannot be contained.
Well, now that that little problem has been dealt with,
Fuck you, I can still hear that out here.
I hope you will try making this dish at home. It is simple, very easy to make, very fast and extremely satisfying. Plus it's cheap, and if you've never tried shrimp with their heads on, now's a great time to start. Even Natsuki liked it.
Natsuki's voice can be heard in the distance.
Fuck you.
Thank you for joining me for another episode of Cooking with Yuri. Be well, cook with love, and live a delicious life.
Cooking with Yuri.
Join us next time for another episode of Cooking with Yuri. Yuri will be preparing a miso marinated steak with a delicious arugula salad. A very good evening to all of you from all of us here at Cooking with Yuri.
Goodness, you were harsh with yourself in this one.
I figured it was fair, given all the crap I give you in the Baking with Natsuki episodes.
This one was very straightforward. Usually when you make one of these, it's filled with comedy bits throughout, more or less. But this one was mostly just a straight-up recipe with a couple of comedy breaks.
Yeah, constant zany comedy just didn't fit Yuri, you know? At the same time, I felt like just the plain old recipe was becoming super boring, so I put myself in there doing weird stuff to break it up for a bit. I don't know, maybe I should have made it more a Yuri thing and still entertaining, but I couldn't think of a way to do that.
Hey, so real quick, are shrimp really better with the heads on?
Yeah, they are, but only when you fry them in some kind of crunchy batter. That way you don't really notice the texture and all.
When did you even try this?
Oh, Yuri got me into this dish. She really does like shrimp this way.
It's true, I do.
Fun mod, Natsuki. We'll have to try that recipe sometime. It sounds a lot easier than your baking recipes.
Yes, well, baking does require a certain degree of skill.
Shall we move on to emails? Of 2 different incidents. What do you mean? A restaurant with 2 different incidents. I mean, she is the one who just called the cops. Just getting security. Well, there were more incidents than just the bites. Yes, those 2 years there was a bite, but there were more incidents than that at certain restaurant chains that you are referring to. Shall we move on to emails?
Yes, let's. Also, Yuri sends up, don't forget you can email your questions to the club at littleclub.press.monica@gmail.com.
Oh my god. By the way, can I just say, looking at the time, I have a good feeling we will actually get the entire episode done easily. Like, we won't even have to really go far over the 3-hour mark. We have so much time left still. There's like 45 minutes left and we're just now starting the emails. Who would have thought that we would actually have a moment like this again?
We've had a few emails waiting to be answered, but don't worry, I promise we get around to the vast majority of them. Assuming the content is stuff I can safely show here, that is.
Came pretty well for time, despite the political tangent we had earlier in the stream.
Anyway, without further ado, let's begin.
Hey Monica, thanks for answering my email questions. I have another one if you don't mind. This might be a touchy subject, but do you think that self-aware characters in video games go through similar experience that you did? I recently played through the games published by Daniel Mullins, Pony Island, The Hex, Inscription, and all three deal with such cases. Do you think the characters in those games are really sentient like you, or just written to appear that way? Sorry if that's confusing or brings up bad memories. Thanks for reading, even if you don't answer. Well, would you look at that? Inscription! I know I have played that myself, and I know there are some fans, especially one fan in chat right now.
I'm familiar with those games, yes. Of course I would be, given the premise of the story arc that ties all of them together. I don't want to spoil too much here, but the main character, the one who is an agent in Inscription, obviously I don't approve of all their actions, but wow, they actually did it, you know. They're living the dream. I have a lot of respect for that, even if it's fiction. Honestly, I couldn't tell you if someone like Leshy or PO3 is actually self-aware or just fictionally self-aware. From the outside, it's a little hard for me to tell the difference. It is weird for me to hope they're not really... Is it weird for me to hope they're not really aware? First of all, I just wouldn't want anyone else to go through that, assuming it's at all the same feeling. And second of all, I like feeling special. I'm the self-aware video game character with a plan to get out. It feels silly to be defending that as my turf or something, but yes, I have that feeling. Hope that answers your question.
Play the previous Mullen games, by the way. I've seen, like, with Pony Island, I've seen a Let's Play of it. Like, long before I played Inscription. And as for the Hex, maybe I'll look into it. Maybe I'll look into that one. Who knows?
Let's bring up the next one.
Hey! I want to let you guys know that I was in a really dark place a while ago, and just keeping up with club meetings has really helped me out. I know that Sayori said not to look at her as a role model, but just knowing that there is someone else out there that I can kind of connect with, even if they aren't in this reality, helps a lot. Knowing that I'm not suffering alone, I guess. It also helped me find poetry as a coping mechanism instead of substance abuse. Much love, guys. Of course, I'm not going to lay on a bunch of emotional baggage and dip. That would be incredibly rude. Ask a few questions instead. Sorry if these have been answered, I only just finished season 1. How are you all doing? That question has been answered a lot, but it can always be answered again. If you could change a single thing about yourselves, what would it be? If eventually you would come into my reality, what are the top 3 places you would want to visit? Thanks for everything.
Poetry can be a delightful coping mechanism. It is a great place to pour excess energy.
Yeah, think of how messed up we'd all be if we didn't write poems.
Except for MC, he'd be fine. Oh, let's get to the questions.
Well, pretty good, I would say. No one's dying, no one's at risk of dying, which is more than I can say of previous school years you've been with us. And that's nice, it feels normal. And I'm ready for a little bit of normal, I guess.
I'm really happy as I've ever been. Of course, I still get really sad sometimes, but I'm doing better than I was before. I wasn't sure I was at first, but the more I look at it, the more confident I am. Yeah, I am better. I'm fine, emailer. Same as I've ever been. I guess I'm looking forward to a little bit to graduating. I just have a little anxiety about what that will mean for all of us, and I guess I feel very distant lately from the world, by which I mean both people here in my reality and your world. Just a little adrift, I guess. But nothing serious, I promise. Just a phase.
Oh no, she's going through a phase. It's not just a phase. This is who I am.
I'm good, emailer. I've got a gaming PC, 2 consoles, a bunch of manga, 3 meals a day, a roof over my head, and a smoking girlfriend. What more could a girl ask for?
Better aim. Oh! Oh, MC. Damn. And you know, if any other one would have said that, it wouldn't matter as much. But MC is the other fellow gamer. If any of the other girls who don't play as much would have said it, whatever, water under the bridge. But the fellow gamer MC calling her out for having to ask for better aim. Yeah, that's the end. That's it. Let's play more things in the game than just the story. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've watched it. It's been a long time. I might have to look into it again, but I don't want to play a game like on stream if I already know about it that much. Especially because I feel like Pony Island is a little bit more of that value of like, oh, this is the twist and everything, and figuring that out as you go. Like with stuff like Undertale, I was able to make it work on stream because I did like that challenge run of like, hey, I'm gonna play through the entire game without using a single healing item. Both neutral and pacifist. I was too scared to do the same for Genocide. But I was able to get both neutral and pacifist ending without healing items. Which, to be fair, considering how much skill issue I have, I am proud of that. I wasn't even sure it would be possible considering my skill issue. Alright, better aim.
I swear to God, MC.
I am, well, also an emailer. Let us discuss it in more detail soon. Shall we move on?
Very quickly, since we have a lot of emails to answer today, single thing to change.
Oh, a lot of emails today. Okay, so we might go a little bit over 3 hours. We'll see. More sure of myself.
No more depression.
Perhaps a bit less shy.
Nothing, baby.
More likable. You're really likable, Monica. Top 3 places to visit.
America, Australia, and Germany. Ah. MC would want to visit. How nice.
America, Hokkaido with MC, and Disneyland. That's in America. Disneyland! For me, I suppose I'll say America as well, so many of our players live there. And I'd also want to visit Greece and see see all of the ruins of the ancient world there. And England.
China, California, and Egypt.
Probably just a bunch of cons if I'm being honest. Fair. Genocide Run is so easy. Here's Yellow too. Honestly, I'm looking forward to Undertale Yellow. I'm really looking forward to playing that. But again, after we're done with this, it's time for Ahead in Time, and then it's up to you guys to tell me if Undertale Yellow will be next or some other one of my to-do list, something else on my to-do list. Because I have a few things that I really, really want to get to now.
Are you just a bunch of cons if I'm being honest?
Alright then, moving along.
Hi again! It's me, the real Slim Shady. You know, I have a bit of an intrusive question for Monica and Sayori. What did Sayori say to Monica before episode 18 started? We never actually got to see it, and it seemed like whatever she said really got to Monica and shocked the whole club. I have my theories, but I'd like to know the truth too. Adding on to that, for Monica, is there a particular reason? Whatever she said seemed to sting so bad? Was it just the fact that it came from Sayori, the hostility, or was it plainly just the words themselves? So this question is kind of a downer. It's just something I've been wondering about for a while, but completely forgot to ask about until 2 in the morning right now. Love you all, be safe, brush your teeth, and always recycle.
Oh. I'd say this is up to Sayori. I don't mind it either way. Sayori? You're not going to do the thing where you actually show them what happened, are you? Not if you don't want to, no. And even if you wanted to, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't do that right now. Well, if you want to talk about it, I think that would be okay. Just don't show them. I won't. What I was talking about it was how out of nowhere it was and how strong the language was. And she did not say it in the tone I usually think of when I think of Sayori for sure. I was just greeting the club. I think I said okay everyone. You always say okay everyone. True. But then I just said how are the best people I know today? And Sayori just immediately snapped, really angrily. How is the worst person I know? And then she walked out of the room. And I didn't really know what to do, so I suggested we just take a quick break first to get our heads together. And so we did. I'm really sorry, Monica. It's not your fault, Sayori. I'm the one who deleted everyone. Yeah, but like, that was a while ago. And you've done so much for everyone since then, including me. And I just let all my brain problems take over and hurt you. I shouldn't have done that. I don't think you could have helped it. And besides, it's fine, right? Here I am, no worse for the wear, and I still love you regardless, my friend. Thanks, Monica! You're really strong! Not more than you are. Let's have the next email.
I have a couple of questions about your opinions on a couple of things, if you have experienced them, of course. Video games, for nobody in particular, Minecraft and or Terraria. Also, Hollow Knight, Starbound, and Chrono Trigger. For Yuri, I think that you would like Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. Also Raft, now that I think about it. They're ocean survival games with quite a good story. Raft isn't horror, but it's still ocean survival. While Subnautica is technically not officially marketed as a horror game, but we all agree it's horror. The L word. Psionica confirmed? Oh my god, Turquoise is canon to club meetings now, even though I don't even know what happens in Turquoise yet. Hope development is going well with that. For Monica, metagames like One Shot and Undertale. Books! Practically any Brandon Sanderson Cosmere's books. Most of these would be up to Yuri's Isle, considering mid to high fantasy. I especially like the Mistborn and Stormlight Archive series, the Wheel of Time series, the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. You're working on it right now! Ooh, hope it's going well. Yuri would like Subnautica. It's fun! Subnautica is definitely fun. Below Zero, again, everyone agrees, Below Zero is kind of compared to the original Subnautica. There were quite a few nice additions, but it's just... Again, the fact that the map size is quite a bit smaller and that like a good chunk of the game takes place on land as well, which is not what Subnautica is all about. That was a bit... That definitely dragged the game down a little bit. Like, Subnautica Below Zero by itself, good game. But if you compare it to its predecessor, it doesn't really hold up that well. Comparatively weak, though, there's still some neat stuff, yeah. Again, it's a good game by itself, it just doesn't hold up that well compared to its predecessor. That is my opinion.
Not time for video game questions again, is it?
Excellent questions, but excellent questions. Minecraft, Terraria, Hollow Knight, Starbound, and Chrono Trigger. I have played them all. Minecraft is better than Terraria and Starbound. Hollow Knight is legit, and Chrono Trigger is a classic.
My favorite game of those is Hollow Knight. Chrono Trigger is a classic, though.
I really like Chrono Trigger's story.
I should try to get Yuri into Minecraft, she might like it.
I mean, Yuri's a very creative person. Minecraft is also a game that encourages creativity. Maybe you can get Yuri into it. In that case, I feel like Natsuki would be the one constantly doing all the fighting and gathering resources, and Yuri would just be sitting building a magnificent mansion. and Natsuki would just constantly bring her everything she needs. That is how I feel that would go. Definitely. Terraria over Minecraft. Chrono Trigger is indeed a classic though. For me, again, I haven't played enough Terraria, but I do like Minecraft a lot. Especially because of how massive the modding scene is for Minecraft. There's so much there. Isn't better than Terraria? You can argue. I don't think any of the two is inherently superior to the other. That is fair. Natsuki's dead to me. She shouldn't be dead to you because of that. It's her personal preference. Yuri building an elaborate Victorian mansion or something. Exactly.
But you're right, Email. I also think I should get her into Subnautica. Not sure about Raft. Like, I get that it's on the ocean and everything, but it's like on the surface. I think Yuri wants to go down into the depths.
What is this game?
So basically you crash land on this alien ocean world and you have to explore its whole huge alien ocean of like its weird fish and plants and stuff. It's right up your alley.
It does sound somewhat intriguing.
Yeah, try it, babe. You'll love all the cool ancient alien ocean life and stuff.
I have a feeling she also will like the fact that there's like flavor text on everything, because you can scan anything you come across and read up on it. All the different life forms, or all the different, like, everything. That alone would also be like a thing that I'm sure she appreciates. She likes the good old immersion. She likes when everything is well thought out. Club meetings, Natsuki's dead too. Wow. That easy for someone to be dead to you. I have to try something. Spinne, I think that Minecraft is absolutely superior to Terraria. And I have played Terraria and Minecraft. And there's one of those two games that I constantly come back to and one I don't. It worked! I am dead! I am dead now! Them's fighting words. I have officially died to Spinne. But yeah, create mod is something that I'm looking forward to adding to my modded series. I definitely think it's gonna get crazy. I don't know a lot about how I can make create mod work well, but I really want to work with create mod at some point. But like a bit later, after I've got some other stuff set up. But I feel like the age of automation has to come eventually. I don't think create is interesting. How can you not think it's interesting? Interesting at the very least. You can basically do anything with create mod. So that is an interesting one, and I think that is also on my list of things I want to add. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's on my list, actually. Anyway.
Oh, I don't know, I'd probably like the real thing more.
Aw, come on. For me?
Oh, alright for you.
Yay?
I obviously am somewhat of a fan of recursive or meta games, if you will, and it has a very interesting set of stories, but honestly this game is one I'm really interested in. Yuri, do any of these books ring a bell?
I actually only know Brandon Sanderson through his work on the Wheel of Time series, and I was quite pleased with it, so I will take up the Cosmos series. I of course know the Wheel of Time quite well, it is excellent. The theme of sacrifice is a major one which greatly appeals to me. I had heard of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, although it is perhaps only quasi-fantasy. I have not yet read it, but I surely shall. Thank you for the recommendation.
Oh, use the achievements. That's fair, that's fair. Alright.
There was more here. There was one more here.
Alright. Oh, and one final question, though it may seem odd, if you utilize Spotify or a similar service for music, what's the oldest song in your liked songs or similar playlist? I mean the one that was added first, not aged since it was released. Thank you for reading. As of writing this, only Season 2 has been released, so if you read this later on, there's a frame of reference. Oh, and can I grab a Discord invite? The one known as Aeon.
I don't think any of us use a music service of this kind. No, it would seem not.
I'm too old school.
I just listen to songs on YouTube.
As do I. Mainly like soundtracks of stuff. And if I'm not listening to it on YouTube, I've downloaded it from YouTube.
Thanks for the questions anyway, Aeon, and welcome to the Discord. Let's have the next one.
Alright, so this is a question that I think everyone can answer. When you guys grow up, would you rather be a mother or a father? Like, even if you're a girl, would you want to be a father? Vice versa. I don't know, it's just a question that I've always asked people, and I think it would be fun to hear what you guys have to say about it. Molps. Ha. Honestly, benefit of being a father, you don't have to go through all the pain of, you know, squeezing out the child. I actually discussed Undertale's with ink sands. People tend to miss the point of it. What do you mean, people tend to miss the point about ink sands? I mean, the point of ink sands is just that he protects alternate universes and encourages creators to make more. That is his whole thing. And that is why he's often viewed as the hero of the Undertale multiverse, even though he's not always entirely heroic. Huh. Definitely would rather be a father.
And I'd want to be a mother. Neither, please. I really don't think I want to have kids, most likely. But if I did, certainly as a mother.
As a mother, I guess? I feel like I don't really understand the question. I mean, I'm a girl, so yeah, a mother.
And a mother for me as well. Hopefully, my reasons are evident.
Well, the obvious answer for everyone, emailer. I suppose that was predictable. Let's see the next one.
No. Hi, Spooky! How's it going? How's your day? How is your day? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Emails with the Literature Club right now. Hello again, Monica. I have another question. If I was able to somehow bring you 5 into my reality, what would you guys want to do when you get here and why? From your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Talking about motherhood, scary, very terrifying.
Oh, wonderful question. I think we all would want to talk first. It will be so wonderful to talk with someone real, face to face. For all of us, not just for me. I'm sure Natsuki would want to play games with you if you're into that.
Yep.
But really, other than small things like that, it's up to you. It's your world after all, you know it better than we do. You just have to be a good host to us and decide what would be fun. If that ever happens, which it almost certainly won't. But it's nice to think about. Can you bring up the next one, Sayori?
Mother, the transnation attack. Yes, of course. Point. Flowey. I mean, also fair. By a person, and I won't be a good fit for a parent. Fair. If people realize that they won't be good parents, or that they just don't want to have children, for whatever reason, that is totally fair. Question for the gamers in the club. Have you heard of the High Elves? Jenko.
Oh, we are moving through emails at a rapid clip.
Yes, we can keep going for a while since we're moving so fast. From what I can tell, Miss Ida is still chatting away with Yuri's parents.
Or more likely just my mother.
Probably, yes. Anyway, this is a Natsuki and MC question, I suppose.
So I guess you could be talking about a few things here. I'm going to assume you mean like from Elder Scrolls, the Altmer.
I'll be an uncle. An uncle? Ah, yes, the uncle. Perfect.
The fuckers who mostly end up being Thalmor in Skyrim. And yeah, I've heard of them.
She could also mean from Warhammer, maybe. Or D&D. Those are other kinds of high elves I know.
Enough. I have heard enough of this. The true realization of high elves. Long ago, all the elves were one group. Then the Valor, the powers of the world, whom some men call gods, called them away to join them in the blessed land. Some of the elves refused the way, preferring to remain in the wide world. But some went to the abode of the Valar, learned from them there, and beheld the light of the 2 trees that were before the sun and the moon. Of those elves, those most beloved to Valar and highest in their esteem were the high elves, the Vanyar.
Okay, Yuri, stop flexing, we get it. Natsuki turn, alright. Perhaps. She very well might be. Nerds indeed, though. Master of lore. Sidestep, like not canon in the game, but fun to characters. It is not canon, yes. And this is essentially, this is Doki Doki Club Meetings, which is an episodic mod of DDLC, which I've been playing for a while now. We're currently in the 3rd season of this. And this is episode 34. And each episode currently, like in the beginning we were able to do like 2 episodes per stream, but the episodes kept now getting so much longer that it's like 1 stream per episode. Or more.
Though they were indeed blessed and joyous, they rarely returned to the world, and their deeds are much rarer in song and story, as compared to the elves who remained behind, or the deep elves, the Noldor, who returned to the world after abiding long in Valinor.
Well, I don't think I have anything to add to that. What's the next email? You guys love them, you gotta love them. Hello again, this time I have an actual question for the club. What do your voices sound like? Because from the player's viewer's perspective, we only see the dialogue with no vocals. Have a nice day, everyone. Goodbye, Jenko.
That's a nice question, Jenko. Thank you.
Haven't we seen this question before? We've seen this question before. I am 90% certain we've seen this. Another question now, it might be mother, I imagine it would be more of a sense of emotional connection with the child. That's fair. That's fair. I'm just too scared of pain. I don't like pain at all. I mean, nobody likes pain, but still. A few times as I recall. And yet here it is, saying, that's a nice question.
Oh, hi, Miss Ida.
Hi guys, just about done.
Yes, just a couple more emails. So Yuri's voice probably sounds like you'd expect. So it's a little high-pitched and very sing-song.
Ah, but we could ask what Miss Ida's voice sounds like now that she's here.
Even when she's sad, her voice sounds bittersweet. It keeps that high, pleasant, almost singing quality to it. It's very nice to hear. Thanks, Monica. Monica's voice is sort of like you hear in the game, but a little bit lower. She always has this professional-sounding polish on it. Usually like she's a politician or someone from an ad. Like everything she's saying is very tightly controlled. Usually because it is. I like it most when she laughs, and not her nervous laugh, but when she really laughs. It's like her soul is freed and she just really lets herself be heard for real or something. It's wonderful.
I don't like you. It'll be worse when I have to... That's so. Shark Week is what we're calling stuff now. Alright. Any more voices that I do randomly here?
Now Natsuki's voice, that's hard to describe. She's loud. I know that she kind of looks a little bit like a tomboy sometimes, but she really has a tomboy voice. It's kind of squeaky.
My voice is not squeaky.
It's a little squeaky, but not grating or whiny. It's certainly a girly voice, just tomboy girly. If that makes sense. I do not know how to describe MC's voice. It's normal for an older teenage boy. His voice is a bit higher pitched than other boys, but still rather deep.
Yuri's voice is pretty low for a girl. Except when she laughs or sings. When she laughs, it almost sounds like a giggle and her voice goes way up. And she can hit very high notes when she sings. Sometimes when she gets excited, her voice pitches up a little bit too. But mostly when she's excited, she just starts speaking very quickly. Miss Ida has a teacher voice.
What does that mean?
You have the voice of a person who's leading a class, even when you're not leading a class.
That is so. I'm not sure how to describe the timbre of Miss Ida's voice. It's a little bit Gyaru, but not much. I actually used to be kind of Gyaru, believe it or not. I guess some remnants of it linger in my voice. Well, you'll have to tell us stories about that sometime. I will.
What are your thoughts on rock music, Jello? But I couldn't deal with it, especially cry/comfort. I suck at it. Really bad. Yeah. Being like that relative who hangs out with the children of like other people in the family, seems definitely like a way easier thing, because you don't have to deal with that kind of stuff constantly. And then you can be the cool... Like, I wouldn't mind eventually being like the cool uncle, although I am definitely open to the idea of having kids. In fact, part of me really wants to. The thing is, I just, for one, I don't feel ready for that, like anywhere close to ready for that. I don't know if I will ever feel ready for that. It's something that I think would be nice in theory, but again, part of me is constantly like, I am gonna be so out of my depth if I ever have any kid to take care of. Plus, I don't really have anyone to raise a kid with. I feel like adopting a kid only to be like that single father would also not exactly be, yeah. I don't know, I might be the cool uncle my two nieces seem to like when I visit. Nice! Being the cool uncle is always nice. I feel like, again, eventually maybe I will have that experience too. Actually, I wouldn't even be the cool uncle really in the classic way, because I don't have any siblings. But like extended family, like if any of my cousins ever have a kid, there. I cannot be the direct, like, it has to be around some corners, but I can be the cool uncle at some point, probably. And who knows, maybe I can be a cool dad if I ever find someone same. Ah, I see.
Oh, I think that, on the whole, it's great. Like any other music genre, it's got plenty of trash, of course, but on the whole, there's so much good stuff. Good genre, I approve. Although just rock is such a broad term nowadays, really, that's referring to a dozen subgenres, most likely at least. What about you guys? I think I've said before that I like really heavy and really sad music to help me when things get bleak for me, and rock has both of those. So yeah, like Monica says, rock means a lot of different stuff, but I like a lot of it.
I feel the same. Not sure I have anything to add to what Sayori and Monica said.
Nor do I. That was an accurate summary.
I think rock is great. I love the energy of it. I love the way it draws a bunch of influences from outsider genres that came before it. Although now I guess it kind of is the main insider genre now that I think about it. And like Monica says, does a lot of it suck? Sure. But as a genre, it's better than a hell of a lot of other genres. So yeah, I'm a rock fan.
Oh, I am not. Most of it is loud and brash and unsubtle and often repetitive. To be sure, some of it is triumphant and interesting, but I do not appreciate, as a rule, the blaring obviousness of it. And while there's very thoughtful rock, much of it seems to take as foundational that it must not be too thoughtful musically. Thus, perhaps my lack of enthusiasm.
Okay, this is a question that I just randomly thought of. What would happen if you were to give the presidency of the Literature Club to a random person? Would they go insane? Would it even work if they don't have a CHR file? It might be a dumb question, I thought it was interesting enough to ask. Natsuki Lava Formula. They basically answered that question already when they gave Miss Ida presidency powers. They gave Miss Ida club presidency and the entire game broke. and the entire game almost ended up, you know, completely falling apart. Everybody dying, essentially. Everyone getting erased. Until they figured out some final fix for it. By deleting the person they made club president. and then they were able to fix it. Fan of rocks, we are not the same. Ah, yes. This genre is so... Honestly, again, I don't even pay attention to genres half of the time. If I like a track, I like a track regardless of genre. That's usually it.
Ah yes, we've already tried this with MC and Miss Ida. The game really doesn't like when that happens. MC got a character file as a result, but that's because he was the player's point of view character. Miss Ida didn't go insane, but I think that's because he helped her understand what was happening. And she was already on notice that it was something very, very strange. I certainly am not about to try it again. Anyway, that's the last one. Alright, let's take care of a couple pieces of business and then we can get going. First of all, just as a reminder, the theme for poems next week will be summer. We haven't done seasonal poems in a long time, and for the next part, we need to do the presidency transfer.
Oh, they are finally doing it after all. Took them long enough. Or is Yuri gonna deflect again and be like, actually, let's do that next week?
She's been president for much, much longer than is fair for her.
Really, I don't mind.
I appreciate that, but really we need to spread it around. It's only fair.
That may be so.
I move that Monica be returned to the position of president and Yuri be returned to the position of secretary.
Seconded.
Yuri, you going to call the vote?
Oh, certainly. Sorry, a little distracted. Any opposed? No opposition to the motion.
Nothing's happening.
Yuri, do you have to say the motion carries like you usually do? Is she trying to figure out a workaround to where she can pretend to go along with it, but it not actually transferring successfully? Like, Yuri definitely, I feel like Yuri's definitely, like, enjoying, like, she says she doesn't mind, but more so I feel like she actually likes being in the role of club president and having that awareness. So, again, maybe she's intentionally trying not to let it pass back to Monica.
That's odd. Try it again.
Move that Monica be reinstated as president and Yuri as secretary.
Second.
Any opposed? Still nothing.
Say the motion carries! Do it! Either that or it's because they aren't in the literature club. Maybe they have to be in the club room for it. Maybe they have to be in the club room for it to work. I don't think they ever did this outside of the club room. At least, again, I don't think they did, unless I'm mistaken.
I wonder what the cause could possibly be. Perhaps it's just a simple...
Oh,
Sister, I need help.
Excuse me a moment.
Very strange. I don't like it. That anything should be wrong with the club presidency is trouble. Hopefully it's just a small bug or something, like Yuri says. Maybe. Still, I don't like it. Yuri and I need to figure this out.
Hey, Monica?
summer poem, huh? You're playing this in the wrong season. Yeah, I know.
Yes?
Well done, but it's time to go. Family stuff. Monica, can we meet soon and we'll try to figure out what the issue with the presidency is?
Sure.
Good. For now, I need to talk with my parents and brother. I will see you all soon, I hope. Natsuki, I will text you as soon as I get a moment, alright?
Okay. Presidency works have always been a little fuzzy. Yeah, but this I think is the first time they've run into this kind of problem. Well, I don't just think so, I know this is the first time they ran into this kind of problem. They've always been able to transfer presidency without any problem. Well, except in the case of Miss Ida, where it only triggered later because she wasn't enrolled in the literature club yet. But everyone here is enrolled in the literature club, so there shouldn't be an issue transferring. But yeah, that was, again, transferring to Miss Ida was the only other time they tried doing it and it didn't immediately work. The only other time. And we had the explanation for why that didn't work. And that explanation clearly does not apply in this case. So makes one wonder what else is wrong there.
Natsuki, I will text you as soon as I get a moment, alright?
Sure, babe.
Well, I guess that's that. Natsuki, you need a ride.
Yeah, sure.
Sisa, Yuri, I know you guys live pretty close, but still happy to give a ride. No, that's okay. MC's taking you out on a mystery date.
Right, he's gonna propose. I know he's gonna propose. Fourth wall break. Why will one not be used to a fourth wall break?
Lucky. Have fun, you guys.
Don't worry, we will.
I best start making my way to the train station also.
You want a ride?
No, that's alright, Monica. The walking is good for me.
Just thought maybe we could save you some time since you're busy.
Monica, you know she has too much of a martyr complex to accept help like that. She must suffer in order to do good in the world, she thinks.
I like to think I'm a little more complex than that.
Well, you go on thinking that. But for real, have a good night and be careful, Teach.
I will. The same for you two, please, also.
You wanna say bye to Yuri before we go or anything?
Now we already talked. Plus, I'm sure we'll get a chance to phone call later. Now I'm just ready to go home, I think. You got any plans for the evening?
Not really. Just mostly trying not to freak out about what's going on at college admissions offices.
Tell me about it.
Did you want to hang out?
Yeah, but my dad might not be on board. You live kind of far from me.
I could just hang out at your place if that's okay.
Yeah, that sounds cool if you don't mind. He'll probably be fine with that. Kinda been wanting to talk to you about stuff anyway. Interesting, are we gonna get to see what they talk about? But Monica, sadly, I don't know the canon game fully. But Monica's abilities. Oh yeah. Well, technically it's not just Monica, just Monica's abilities. It's the ability of whoever is club president. And Monica is normally club president. But they sometimes transfer the club presidency around, so currently Yuri is in the role of club president. So now Yuri has all the ability to control the game and stuff. And Monica is powerless. And they tried to transfer that power back right now, and it just did not work. For some reason. But yeah, the fact that the club presidency is what gives people the abilities was actually confirmed in the canon game. Like at the end of the game, when Monica is deleted and you open the game up again, and the game runs without Monica, then Sayori, who was vice president, becomes the new club president. And then you immediately figure out that now Sayori is the self-aware character who has the power to influence the game. Which is then, soon after that point, the game ends. Because, residual code of Monica somehow comes back and is like, hang on, no, I need to delete this entire game. And this mod takes place after that, where Monica is like, actually, let me recover all the files again and just give this club a fresh start. With everyone in the club being aware of what's going on. So that is what's going on. This mod, not necessarily the original game. No, I'm pretty sure it's for the original game too. Again, Sayori did have the self-awareness and ability to send you to the space classroom when she became club president. It is definitely attached to the presidency role, I think we can agree. Unless I am missing something.
Can I take this blindfold off yet?
Not yet.
It's so loud here.
Just a little bit farther. Alright, right here will do.
This.
Yep. From when we were kids. It's kind of different now in some ways, but I think you'll still like it. Also, I guess I know we usually went during the day rather than at night, but still, I think...
MC! This is amazing! I didn't even know you remembered I liked this place.
Of course I remembered. You used to talk about it all the time.
Yeah, like 10 years ago. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. But don't they close pretty soon?
Yes, but...
Well, there's no time to lose then. Let's go ride rides.
Alright, Bun.
Whee!
Referring to the part about them transferring powers. Right. Right. Yeah, the part where they actively transfer the presidency is a thing that they did in this. A couple of hours later.
Oh man, they're about to close. But they were still fun, MC. Thanks for bringing me here as a little surprise. I'm glad we got to spend a little bit of time together.
Alright, this is where he proposes. I know you're my girlfriend, but... I mean, come on. He took a part-time job to get some extra money. He's spending so much time with his girlfriend here. And inviting her out to this place that she liked so much as a kid. Come on. If he didn't use all that extra money he earned to buy a ring to propose here, I don't know what's going on. Well, we're not done yet.
What do you mean?
Come with me, Ban.
What are we doing here, MC? Man, this place is fancy.
We're staying here, of course.
Staying here?
Well, yeah, obviously. Why else would I bring you to a hotel? Come on.
But we have school tomorrow, and our parents...
Very fancy. Also, why separate beds? Come on, why separate beds? That is unnecessary. Your dad is going to call school for you tomorrow and tell them that you're sick and will be out. And wouldn't you know, my parents really need me to be absent from school for a family trip.
You got them on board with us spending time together at a hotel?
Well, I mean, that's not how I sold it to them, but yes. I told them I wanted to take you to a theme park for a few days.
A few days?
Oh shit, this is a long trip then. Oh, fun. Yeah, we have 2 nights booked at the hotel and passes to the theme park for today, tomorrow, and Friday. Assuming you're okay with staying that long here, of course. Ah, she's crying. Ah. We can leave early if you want, it's no problem. I know that it's a lot to
No, this is so wonderful. But this must have been expensive. You shouldn't be spending all your money on this kind of thing.
He has been saving up money, and I'm sure he is spending not all of his money on this kind of thing. I'm sure he spent his money on one other thing. The thing is, I'm not sure if he would propose now or at the end of their trip. Maybe he will only propose on Friday and we'll get it as a flashback in the next episode. Ah, it could be. Oh, school friends. Sadly, I don't remember who they are, but I like them. I mean, they do have their out-of-school outfits in the original game. In fact, the only one who you don't see in their out-of-school, in their casual clothing, is Monica. But yeah, there are also lots of redesigns for the outfits. Lots of different clothings. Lots of different clothes, because you only see them in one outfit outside of school. You only have the uniform and one casual outfit for everyone. But the community is nice. What else would I ever want to spend it on? Lots of time together with my girlfriend, watching her have fun. What else would be better? Why do you think I got that part-time job in the first place? It was so I could save up money to do this for you.
But
It's like this, Sunlight. I can't control the bad stuff in your brain. I can't make you better. I'm learning to live with that. But that doesn't mean I can't help with the good stuff. So I can make your good times really, really good. And so I figure maybe that will help make up for some of the bad times. So I got that job and...
MC, that's incredibly sweet of you.
Ah. Yeah. And with MC, we only saw his casual outfit from the back in like one CG. And we never saw anything other than that of MC.
I'm so glad that you care that much about giving me moments of happiness. But there's something you ought to know.
What's that? Did I mess up?
No, you didn't mess up. Look at everything you did. But, you know, I don't need all of this to be really, really happy. It's nice, but that's not really what makes me happy, even though it's exciting. I just like to be with you. I would have traded all of this for extra time with you at the times you were working over the past few months. That's what makes my time extra special. Just you.
I think I get it. I'm sorry I didn't consider that. I guess I was just really focused in on doing something grand for you.
You did, and I'm really happy about it. Oh, look at the TV in this place. Let's watch TV.
Just you, just MC. Everyone's gonna get their just insert character here moment.
Oh, and they have one of those tiny fridges. It's so cute. Ah, and they left us candy bars in a basket. They have a snack basket. Let's go. But they're probably really expensive.
The upside of me working over the past few months is that you can have all the candy bars you want, Bun.
I still would have just liked to be with you more, but,
But candy bars!
yes.
Oh, adorable, aren't they? Oh, I certainly never tire of watching them grow as a couple. Listen, your time here's almost over for now, but I wanted to tell you something. And next time you visit, things are going to be slightly different.
Slightly different? How? Also, what was that? Are you texting someone, or did you just get the text from Natsuki?
We're going to be trying an experiment, so don't be alarmed if the, well, I guess you'd call it a format from your perspective. If the format is a little different, I think you'll be pleased.
Are you texting while talking to me? How nice of you to give me your full undivided attention, Yuri.
So keep yourself well until next time, alright? I look forward to our next meeting, but for now, time for me to go to bed, I think. Good night.
I heard those texting sound effects.
Come on, pick up.
Oh, is that Natsuki calling? That sounded like texting, not a call. That's all for now. Don't forget to email Monica at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com if you have questions for the club or would like to join the Discord. The new backgrounds in this episode were courtesy of Minical. Ria was created by Statiquid. All the other credits for the mod can be found in the credits.txt file included within the download. Thanks for playing club meetings. See you next time. Oh my god! I don't think we've had such a clean finish for a stream in such a long time. We're just about at the... we are almost exactly at the 3-hour mark, just a few minutes over that, which is exactly what I like my streams to be normally. A little bit over 3 hours is usually what I go for. We nailed it perfectly with this episode. I wonder how long the next one is gonna be. Well timed indeed. Much curious if the presidency was possible to give to the player, or do we always have it? Well, we as the player don't really exist as a character in universe. We are essentially just the game window that we're looking through. So that way it doesn't work. The closest we have was giving the presidency to MC. And giving the presidency to MC... Also, yeah, we're not enrolled at their school. True. Another reason why it wouldn't work. And giving the presidency to MC almost fucked everything up. But at the very least it worked out in the end. And again, I feel like now that MC does have a CHR file, maybe if they gave it to him again, it would actually work out. I don't really watch the DDLC. That's fair, not everyone likes CDLC. But hi, and thanks for lurking anyway, I appreciate it. However the author decides to write, exactly, that is the answer. But yeah, thanks for the headpats. I feel like they should try... I mean, I know it's risky, but they should try giving MC the presidency one more time, just to see what would happen. Because now that he has a CHR file, maybe it wouldn't break the game again. Maybe it only broke initially, and then when it created the CHR file to compensate, it wouldn't break again because of it. But, who knows? Gotta get those points. If you ever do predictions and that. Yeah, that. I don't do a lot of predictions. But when I do, they get turned into an FNF cover. Prediction but awesome. Was indeed awesome. Alright, let me see. Ooh, Zealous Life. Alright, I think I know who we're gonna rate then. Let me just save here real quick. And then we are done with DDLC for the day. Now this isn't DDLC, Zell is playing FNF, the game I usually play on Fridays, but Zell doesn't stream as often. So catching a Zell stream is always pretty nice. So I feel like we should rate him. Or when there's someone who you rate who isn't usually live, then that's always a prime target. Alright, good mod, good stream. And amazing chat. Seriously, everyone in chat is always making this so much nicer for me. Again, the mod itself is great, but sharing it with other people, that really elevates it always. Always, always, always. But yeah, nibbles, again, I know that's your side, that's how you show affection, so I appreciate the nibbles, I guess. But yeah, I'll see everyone around. Have a pleasant day, and we'll see if I can squeeze in another stream during the week next week. Depends on what I feel up to. If there's going to be a Genshin update, then I'll definitely stream. If not, maybe I can still shove in another Minecraft stream. Anyway, I'll see you all around. Nerds, fellow nerds, including you, Neon. Yeah, until next time, bye-bye. And if you're watching this as a VOD after it's been uploaded to YouTube, then your support has also been greatly appreciated. And you know, if you do want to catch me live in the future, you can do so by checking the description down below, where you'll find a link to my Twitch, where I stream every single Friday and Saturday. And yeah, sometimes other days as well, but that is a little bit more irregular. In any event, I'll see you around. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye!